Koff from Lewisburg Ford in Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Let's talk about the buying experience at Lewisburg Ford.
It's the best anywhere. Just ask all our customers, Toby. It is hands down the best experience you can have buying a new car. We have the no-hassle Toby towing price that we've had for 35 years now. Nobody else can say that. We've been saving Kansas City thousands and thousands of dollars for a lot of years.
I have been buying Ford cars and trucks from Lewisburg Ford for over 30 years, and I know personally this is the best place to buy a Ford car or truck. Great prices. But there's a whole lot more than that.
It doesn't just stop at price, Toby.
No.
There's other factors to this equation, and it's trade-in allowance, financing, and the experience of how knowledgeable the people are that you're dealing with. And we surpass everybody in all those areas. We always have. We always will. That's why calling us is important.
Do you have that new pickup?
Absolutely. And it's dynamite.
Okay. Lewisburg Ford is your best place to buy a Ford car or truck. What's your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Lewisburg Ford or lewisburgford.com.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
a lot of company,
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Hey guys, it's C-Dot here to remind you to download the Odyssey app so you can listen to 96.5 wherever you are straight from your phone. You have the option to listen live, listen on demand throughout the day at your convenience, or you can listen to any of our original podcasts like Character Concerns and 249 Miles of College Football. Plus, if you're in Kansas City, you can listen to the play-by-play of the Chiefs game with Mitch Holtis, Danny Hughes, and our guy Kling. Download the free Odyssey app today and follow 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Only 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Just drifting along on a Thursday. You know it, brother. Drifting along. Welcome in to a Thursday. Man, this week has flown. You think this week flew by?
Wait till next week. We only got 3 days next week.
Which next week I don't want it to fly by. Next week I want it to go slow.
You do?
Yeah, starting on Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah. I was going to say Wednesday at 10:01.
Yeah.
Freeze time, baby.
Let's just record the last hour of the show on Wednesday.
All right, we can do that. I've known shows that have done that in the past.
They're
not here, but...
No, but they're not very good.
No, they're not. No.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's just be honest with you.
Stats are stats. Man, it's interesting. Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens with you here on a Thursday morning. Check us out everywhere on the app. You can download the Odyssey app, take it everywhere. You pop into Quick Trip. Car stops, the podcast stops, you come back in, boom, right back on you.
I love it, actually. That's how I listen in the afternoon now to shows and whatnot. You get in and out of the car, and you catch the show the entire time you're listening to us. So that's awesome, man.
It's like Netflix.
Yes, it is.
When you fall asleep and it says, are you still watching? And you forget to respond because you're asleep. When you wake up the next day, it says, restart Season 2, Episode 3. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Rewind about 5 minutes because I tuned out because I was asleep.
Forgot what I missed, right?
Yeah. Did you watch your Knickerbockers last night?
I did not. No NBA.
Put on quite the show.
Did they? Did they win last night?
Jalen Branson kind of took over.
Is the NBA better when the Knicks are good, or is that just like me thinking that? Because I love the New York atmosphere when they're in the postseason.
Question.
Mac, what do you think?
100% think so.
You do?
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
good. I thought that was just me still being a child of the 90s and watching, what went on there in the Garden with the Bulls and how exciting it was during the postseason. Then OJ drove across the screen, and we're like, what the hell's going on with OJ, right? No, I think the NBA is better when the Knicks win, and I didn't think that was a biased opinion. I know Kling kind of always fell into that category as well, but it's good to hear you, Mac, in a completely different generation than me, who didn't grow up with the Knicks being above 500 ever, saying that it's better when the Knicks are in. Are other sports like that where the sport is just better when a certain team is good? You think the NFL is better when Dallas is good? I think the NFL is better when Dallas is it's what's going on right now.
What do those two teams have in common when they are good?
A lot of people
disappointment in the postseason.
Oh, that too.
Right,
yes,
they raised their fan base up.
Yeah,
bigger than a '90s Chiefs fan base that knew they were going to lose in the playoffs.
Right.
Which is fun to make fun of now because of the 3 bowls hate them.
Right. Yeah.
And
the success now.
You look at like Dallas. You're like, all right, here we go. All right. How are they going to lose this year in the playoffs? This year we don't have to worry about
this year
that.
they're not going.
Although DraftKings put out some sort of like ridiculous model of the way they can make the playoffs.
Oh, come on, stop.
Oh, it's funny. But then they put the bottom corner and it's like plus like 79,000. It's something wild. They did also look it up during the break, but they're like the potential shot of the Cowboys making the Super Bowl and it was like or making the playoffs and it was like a paragraph. But the Knicks last year, right? They were like pretty decent and they had a really good season. And they do it without Julius Randle, which is a storyline in itself with the Knicks. And then they get to the playoffs, and everyone's like, all right, they might have a chance. I believe they win a series, and then they get to the next round, and it's like, we knew it. Because the way that, and which is, you talk about the comparison, Skip Bayless is that way towards Dallas, Stephen A is that way towards the Knicks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those guys, used to play off their emotion with those teams because essentially that's what I think of is that's who those two teams are.
Yeah, I think the 90s Chiefs example is good because every year you went in thinking you were going to win and do good, and then it was 13-3, failed in the playoffs. Then the next year was 8-8. And then you got back, and then you were good again. And it was 8-8 and 9-7. It was back again. And it was a great
Which is
era
a great
of Chiefs
business
football.
model if you're a scumbag. Like if you're like, let me get you here real quick. Come here. I'll tell you how you get these fans to buy in. You get just there, and then you disappoint. But then you come back with a little bit of promise, still get there, disappoint. They'll come back every year, trust me.
Every year.
Nobody went anywhere from 91 to 99.
No, and then Gunther took over for 2 years. Then Vermeil came in, and we were all back, baby, and it was in again. And then, now it's obviously paying dividends, and it's awesome. But, no, I think certain sports are better when certain teams win. Like, I think if you look around, like, the NHL, if the Rangers are good, that's a good thing. Toronto Maple Leafs, one of a classic team, or Boston like that in the NHL. And, I think in football, I think right now the Chiefs are the team that everybody wants to be good. I think the NFL's better right now, quite honestly, with the Detroit Lions being good. I think there's a lot of people that are excited. I was talking to my friend Joe yesterday, and he's like, man, it's hard not to root for the Lions. I'm like, yeah, he goes, Amon-Ra St. Brown is just like a sweetheart. I go, yeah, my wife says the same thing because of that wide receiver show. Like, it's how these shows portray these players, and we just kind of either A, fall in love with them, or B, go, screw you, because Kirk Cousins got, how many people became Kirk Cousins fans because that guy was shopping at Kohl's and sitting at the fire pit, right?
He went over the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, he did.
Like, we'll give you $250 million.
Yeah,
why not?
And Dan Campbell's just an everyman out here coaching the football team, right? Like he's relatable, I think, Dusty, to
definitely to Mac.
Everybody out there, right?
Yeah, really relatable to Mac.
Yeah, he is. Mac
2 for $25.
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Come
the
on.
Applebee's. Yeah,
Dollaritas?
Have you ever seen him at the Applebee's?
Not yet.
No. Okay.
Not yet.
Did all the Applebee's close in KC, by the way? Did I hear that?
There's one in Blue Springs.
Is it still open? Like today? Do you know that for a fact?
Yeah,
okay.
Drove by it.
Okay, because there was like 8 of them
Well,
shut down
it's
immediately.
been 2 weeks since I've been through Blue Springs, but
okay.
it was there
well,
when I was
just recently. I'm not kidding. Like,
oh, yeah.
Applebee's came in like from the franchise and like shut down a bunch of these Applebee's here in KC. I don't know if all of them have closed down, but
thanks, millennials.
A bunch of them have shut down. I guess the franchisees maybe weren't doing the right thing or something. You know how it goes.
I don't know how I'm supposed to eat good in the neighborhood, man.
Well,
Come
I'll tell
on.
you don't go to Applebee's right now. You got to go to Chili's. Get some of those chicken crispers.
So, like, when they have their final day of closing, can we just go in there and be like, dude, I know you're closing, so, like, load up my chicken tender basket?
Yeah, right. Give me an extra
it
10.
It says 3, throw 6.
Yeah, give me 6. Come on now.
And I know you got to get rid of that ice cream. So give me that Oreo shake for free.
Yeah.
Come on, you're closing.
Yeah, that Oreo shake is money, man.
good.
Yeah.
I've also heard that if you know a restaurant's closing, go in there and talk about their booze.
Oh, yeah, you can take bottles of booze off the shelf. Have you done that before?
No, I'm just saying, like, there was a bar that I worked at in Warrensburg, and they were getting ready to close. And, like, the night that they closed, they're like, we got to get rid of all this booze. So, like, let's just, because, like, obviously you can claim it for, like, purposes of, like, getting, like, your refund back if, like, that sort of happens. But it was, like, more so the boss, like, yeah, well, there it goes, all that Patron.
It was like the end of college every semester. We would do a drink 'em dry night, and we'd just go around the house. Whatever was left, we had a drink before we left for semester break, you know?
Yeah.
And so every time I look at, like, some of the booze at my house, I'm like, I got to have a drink 'em dry night. Like, there's some stuff in here like this pineapple vodka that I'm never going to drink that. Like, it's there, but if you have a drink 'em dry night, somebody's drinking that pineapple vodka.
Yeah.
Oh, Dusty would love it.
I mean, probably.
Would you like it?
Big
I mean, I would
pineapple
just, I just mix it with some Sprite.
You think? Is that what you do?
Shake it in a blender and, like, make basically like a slow, almost like make like a slow gin fizz, a pineapple vodka version instead of gin. I would be all right with that.
Okay.
I would be all right with it tonight because I have to ask you guys. I know we're all three probably in the same boat here because when I sent this text yesterday, it like erupted Bob's brain. Tonight is Thursday Night Football. It is Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Before you're like, Dusty, come on, pump the brakes. Cleveland, AFC North.
That's right.
But wait, there's more. So I sent a text because I'm in the weather. And from Alan Saunders.
Did you see this, like, microburst in Seattle that destroyed the practice facility?
No, I lived in a freezing temperature night last night and this morning. But the forecast for Thursday night in Cleveland includes flurries changing into full-on lake effect snow.
Yeah, baby.
And 20-mile-per-hour winds coming off the lake. End of the tweet. Sounds like AFC North weather. No, it sounds like my dream fantasy football weather. And I said this on the rundown. Does it matter if who's playing if it's a snow game?
No, it doesn't for me. But this adds to it because, first of all, the colors of the uniforms are brilliant and they're going to pop off the screen. I'm a big orange and yellow and black and all the beautiful colors, right?
Yeah,
and then
spotter
the
and the
snow's coming down.
God.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then the snow's coming down through the lights, and they're going to show it through the lights, and it's going to look like it's more. And then you're going to have people with their shirts off in the crowd, and you're just going to have a fun game. This is childhood being revisited, right? Because when it would snow, you throw on your snow clothes, and man, you were out in the yard playing football for hours on end, full-on tackle football in your snowsuits and everything. Like, it was. This reminds me of childhood. This reminds me of growing up, and I think that's what we like, so much about sports is, like, you go back to your childhood, like, man, what would I have done there? Snow was an immediate football all day for us when it would be like that, and so I love it, man. I don't care who's playing in this game, but the fact that it's in Cleveland, where they're having a bad year, playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are having a good year. It's a huge game for Pittsburgh tonight, I think, on a short week.
On a travel.
Exactly. Not that it's far, but it's still traveling.
No, but it's also that time of year where the good teams that are close to you, right? You're no longer undefeated. You're damageable now. You can bleed.
Right.
How much, we don't know, but you can bleed. You want those teams to get out of the picture.
Right. You want Pittsburgh to lose.
Everybody tonight, we're big Jameson Winston fans.
Yeah.
We're big Nick Chubb fans and anti-Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh loses, another loss on their resume that keeps them away from the 1 seed.
And it also is one of those things now where people will start questioning Pittsburgh tomorrow morning. Well, are they a fraud? Are they real? Can they really do it? Like, can you lose to Cleveland? Blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So that'll be the conversation as well.
Yeah, Baltimore did.
And in Baltimore, they lost to...
Did they lose to Cleveland?
Yeah,
they lost to Vegas,
Cleveland,
Kansas City.
Raiders
and Steelers.
Yeah. So they've got themselves, but no, this is a huge game tonight for Cleveland, and you're probably thinking 8-2 versus 2-8. How is that a huge game? It is. You can't lose this game if you're Pittsburgh. Like, there's nothing to gain.
And it's a division game, and a North game, so you know it's tough.
It's a tough game.
These games, I get it, man. You're like, nah, Pittsburgh's defense is great. TJ Watt's going to destroy Jameson Winston. Probably.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Maybe.
But I'm interested to see with the weather involved on a short week on the road, how Pittsburgh looks like this. I mean, I really hope it is like lake-style snow.
I do, too. I hope it's like a blizzard condition, man. I hope they show guys in the stands their mustache as snow and icicles hanging from it, Like, all of that is what I want tonight.
You know how cool Tom Cobb was going to look tonight? Tomlinson, I mean, not Tom Coughlin.
Who?
I thought Tom Coughlin for a
Tom
second.
Coughlin in the snow. We saw his face 20 years ago in Green Bay.
He looks like that little character from the original Rudolph.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
No.
Mike Tomlin may not wear a shirt tonight.
He does look like that.
Yeah. No, Mike Tomlin.
I love Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin. Sunglasses, no sunglasses in the snow.
I say you wear sunglasses and no shirt. You just go out there to rip it, man. Let's go. Let's go.
What's the meme between him and, is it Stefanski? That's his name in Cleveland?
Yeah.
It's like the guy that she tells you about versus the guy that she doesn't tell you about.
Oh, yeah.
Tomlin's the guy she's not telling you about. Stefanski's guy, we're just friends. You're like, that guy? For sure.
Yeah.
Switch over the other sideline, just stone cold hat on. Blacked out sunglasses, like
Tom is a
badass.
I love that guy so much. Man. He's just so awesome.
This is the AFC North. This is like a turducken of AFC North. You've got all three parts that make football cool tonight.
Do you have a favorite snow game that you've watched over the years?
Yeah, that Brady game where he went nuclear against, I believe it was Philadelphia. No, it wasn't Philadelphia, but he had like 5 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah,
I think he was like 18-19 with like 5 touchdowns, 3 to Randy Moss in the first half. They were in the red and the old school Patriots. That's the one I remember. And then there was one.
Mine's
I think it was
the Tuck game.
Oh, yeah. And then there was like a Philly game versus Washington, I think, and LaShawn McCoy went off for like 4 touchdowns as well because you can't stop him in the snow.
Right, yeah.
And I mean, it was like waist-high snow.
Yeah, those are great. The Tuck game for me, though, because it was snowing here, too. And I remember that day, I went with my friend Britt. We went to this place called Grinnell, Iowa, when they were playing basketball up there. They were scoring like 160 a game back in the day, right? All they would do was launch three-pointer after three-pointer. It was like the most impressive thing you'd ever seen on a basketball court. Get home, it's the Tuck game. It's snowing outside. I got my beer in the ice outside.
That's cool.
Watching that. I like putting beer in snow, okay? Like setting it up at a Chiefs game when it snows, like the Colts playoff game. We built a bar in the snow and had all the bottles in there and stuff like that. Like that's just a lot of fun. Rain, you can kick rocks, but the snow, so much fun. So the Tuck game for me, I think, is the best snow game that I've ever seen.
No doubt. Coming up on the other side, 2 additions. Who's the bigger addition? We have a debate on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, the NBA is back, and FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, wants you to catch all of the action. Right now, FanDuel is giving everyone 3 months of NBA League Pass. All you have to do to catch every tip-off and buzzer beater is place any $5 bet on the NBA to get 3 months of NBA League Pass courtesy of FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/610Bob to make every moment more this season. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA and of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. After 3-month free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds. Terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
When it comes to beef, nothing tops world-class highly marbled Wagyu. Booth Creek Wagyu's Overland Park Meat Market is ready to elevate your beef. Their farm-to-fork commitment brings this intensely rich and flavorful beef from the tall grass prairies north of Manhattan, Kansas, directly to your table. Stop into the store to see what our customers are calling the jewelry store of beef and taste the difference. Our in-store experts are sampling freshly seared Wagyu 7 days a week. Located in the shops at Deer Creek Woods at 135th and Metcalf.
It's winter clearance time at Volkswagen Lease Summit. Get up to $5,000 off the 24 Jetta, 24 Taos, and 24 Tiguan, and up to $8,000 off the 24 Atlas and Atlas Crossport. Hurry in before we sell out of 24s. Visit VWLeaseSummit.com.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. Your boxes are wrapped and the gifts are in. Our employees are ready. Let the holiday ride begin. Let's start with the price. It's easy to manage when you ship with the reliable USPS Ground Advantage. In just a few days, it's sure to arrive. We're working nonstop to keep the spirit alive. USPS Ground Advantage, the affordable and reliable shipping solution for the holidays. Visit USPS.com/advantage.
Paid for by government. Now is the time to fill your vault with Morgan Silver Bars. Grab your piece of America's silver legacy with this special offer. These spectacular shining silver bars featuring a crisp image of the iconic Morgan silver dollar, a legendary coin that has captivated collectors for generations. Americans treasure owning silver bars and coins, putting them away for themselves and their loved ones. Call now to secure 1-ounce silver bars minted in 99.9% pure silver and made in the USA. You'll be glad you did. Hurry, don't miss out on this special deal. Save $10 per silver bar. The more you buy, the more you save. Limit of 25 bars per customer. Call to learn more. Plus, with qualifying orders, you'll receive a free Morgan silver dollar. That's a $59.95 value and free shipping. Call 1-800-222-3967 now to secure your 1-ounce Morgan silver dollar bars. That's 1-800-222-3967.
Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less than their projection, and you could win up to 100 times your money. Prize Picks even invented the Flex Play, so you can still cash out if one of your picks doesn't hit. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code PRIMETIME and get $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks to get $50 credit instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states where it is lawful to wager. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Sean Barber. You know there's nothing easier than to enjoy watching the Chiefs with some wings and an ice-cold Bud Light. And Buffalo Wild Wings is serving up both for every game. Join me at the Buffalo Wild Wings, North Avenue and 71 Highway in Belton, Friday, November 22nd. I'll be there from 6 to 8 p.m. Nothing easier to enjoy than that.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. Mac Morey producing and driving the sidecar right along here on a Thursday morning here in Kansas City, getting set for Thursday night football. And, of course, the Panthers taking on the Chiefs this weekend. And I think it's a big week. I think it's a big week for the Kansas City Chiefs. We're getting guys back. We're getting guys healthy, putting guys back into the lineup, and hopefully all the sky is falling narrative ends this week when they go out there and they take care of the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. But 2 guys are coming back, and we're going to kind of talk about who's like the bigger addition coming back into the fold here. Is it Charles Omenihu that is coming back into the fold, or is it going to be Isaiah Pacheco that comes back into the fold, and that's the biggest addition to this team? And I think on the surface, most people would probably lean towards Pacheco, being the bigger addition here because this has become such an offensive league, and we focus so much on the offensive side of things. But I think right now, Charles Omenihu may be the bigger addition right now to this team because, I don't know, the pass rush over the last couple of weeks, not exactly where you like to see it, and I think Charles Omenihu can really help out this pass rush right now.
No doubt about it. I think the one thing that's been frustrating is pressure on quarterbacks, and I think that's one thing that's really made the Chiefs different when it comes to their team last year and this year. And I was talking to Mac when we were doing some pre-production work. I've like, man, where's George Karlaftis been?
Yeah, where has he been this year, right?
So far 4 sacks. I mean, I guess that's
about halfway through the season. That's 8. That's less than last year, you know?
Right. 10.5 last year.
Yeah.
10.5.
57 sacks as a team last year. Right now, the Chiefs at 19.
Yeah, that's a low number.
And that's a significant dip. That's because, I mean, it seems like obviously the elephant in the room is Chris Jones just gets all the attention.
Right.
And I know that we live in a day where, you know, we have so many stats that can identify a player that are different than it was back in the day. You go baseball, it's like batting average, RBI, home run.
Right.
You know, modern day, it's like, I need to see slug, OPS, his FIP, his WAR, all that sort of stuff. And I know that Chris Jones gets on the stat sheet with sacks, but he also doesn't get on the stat sheet with other things that he creates, right? Pressure being one. I know that's a stat, but we don't look at it maybe as enough to give it credit. I'm with you. Like, as much as I want to see Isaiah Pacheco back, which we are going to see Isaiah Pacheco back this week, we know that, I'm pretty sure now by looking at the practice reports, and another one will come out.
Everybody practiced.
That's right. And another one will come out today as well. But the split backfield is interesting, but the D-line help is where this team is going to get better.
Yeah.
Because when you take the opponent's quarterback out and give your offense back the ball at a better rate, then that kind of elevates the running back game. You can have the running back game, but if you're not stopping the other team on defense, you're allowing them to score, your running back game is irrelevant. So, but the addition of the D-line and Omenihu, who when he came back last year after his 6-game suspension,
great.
Everybody's like, man, that's nice. That addition's been great. And I think when you look at when you ask the question that you brought up on the other side, or at the start of this conversation, what makes this team better? The obvious, boring answer is a defensive lineman, because the defensive lineman that can help the defense get better. And I'm not saying this defense is bad, obviously.
No.
But over the
you can
last
get better.
couple of weeks, it's not been what it was the first couple of weeks. But like, if you can smother teams at the defensive line, and then you can give Patrick Mahomes the ball, and then he can be like, Pacheco, Hunt. Pacheco, Hunt. How about we do it 10 times each, boys?
Yeah.
Then you can control the games at more pace that you like to do. And then, you know, moving forward, who knows what happens with other guys returning to the team.
But I also think the addition of Charles Omenihu is big because, you know, you have to look at a defense, really the whole team, as kind of like that central nervous system, right? If the defensive line is getting to the quarterback and putting pressure on the quarterback and sacking the quarterback, Najee Johnson doesn't look as bad as some people think Najee Johnson has looked over the last couple of weeks, right? And I saw that he was getting some nasty stuff on social media. Again, if you're attacking an athlete on social media, you are the biggest loser walking around town. Like, you suck hard, man. Like, if you're attacking an athlete on social media because you don't like the way he played, you suck. And you're just a loser as a human being. So I saw a story that Najee Johnson was getting some static on social media, but you know, the 19 sacks, you got to look at that and go, that number has to be better, especially like Chris Jones. Like, if he's getting triple teamed, somebody else has to, you know, step it up. He's not going to break through a triple team. It's just not going to happen, but he's absorbing 3 other blockers. Some other dude should be able to get to the quarterback. And so hopefully that's where Charles Omenihu kind of comes into play. And he was a beast last year. The only question that I really have with Charles Omenihu, and this is me thinking and not him, obviously, but those knee injuries, you're never fully back until the following year. Everybody who's been through a knee injury or a major injury like that, they always tell you you're thinking about, can I trust this? Can I put the pressure? Can I do that? Will I get hurt again? And until you get out of that mindset, it's hard to go out there and play. But it sure seems like Charles Omenihu is ready to go. He's kind of been the chomping at the bit term, like they like to say. So I'm excited to see what he can do, because I was excited last year when he came back, because he really was a difference maker for this team last year.
Yeah, I mean, he's just, you know, he's that middle plug, right? Like, you put him next to Chris Jones, and it's like, okay, now this guy's kind of a force to be reckoned with. We can still double team Chris Jones, which we will, is what you want to do. But it creates more of an advantage for George Karlaftis. It creates more of an advantage for Chris Jones, whether you like it or not, whether you believe that or not. And I think, like you said, like, if you can wreck in the trenches, which is, I think, what the Chiefs want to do. That's kind of Spags' style.
Yeah, it is.
It's always been that way. I mean, you can ask, you know, Eli Manning. He's got a Super Bowl to thank, which we'll talk about later, because of the pass rush that Spags created in New York. But the thing that's what I go back to is that I think that this team has really relied more of the pie graph on the defense to be successful than the offense. Sure. And I don't think that's a stab at the offense. I just think that that's what they have decided they can do, because they know for a fact that their offense can go out there and score 20 points a night. And they know their defense is good enough to hold teams to 17 or less. Now, it hasn't been the case in 3 of the last 4 games.
Right.
But again, that's why we bring this conversation. What's more important to add to this team right now? Defensive tackle like Obi Minihue or a guy like Isaiah Pacheco? Feel free to chime in. 913-586-7965.
And it's defense, and it's not sexy, because it's defensive side of the football, but that's where they put all their eggs. I mean, up until the Xavier Worthy pick, all their picks in the early rounds have been on the defensive side of the football. They've been gearing up. They got first-round pick in Karlaftis, first-round pick in Trent McDuffie, right? Like, so you've got some money and high draft picks that are invested on that side of the ball. I saw a stat on McDuffie yesterday. He gave up 1 passing yard the other day against Buffalo. I mean, like, Trent McDuffie is still going out there and playing unbelievable football, for this team. Now, George Karlaftis, it's time. It's time for him to go out there because we're getting now into that contract part of this, the year. They can talk to George Karlaftis at the end of this season, and if you're George Karlaftis, you want to put a big number up there in that sack category and show this team, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to sign a long-term deal. I'm the right guy to play, left defensive end, right defensive end, wherever the hell you want to utilize me. So he's got a lot to gain by playing well over these final 7 games of the regular season and then into the playoffs. But also, too, Charles Omenihu is going to make George Karlaftis better because now you're going to have to account for him and Chris Jones, and that should put George Karlaftis in more one-on-one type of situations, and he should win those battles.
And I think that where this helps the most, because, the text line says, well, aren't they pretty good against the run? That's correct. They are. I mean, they're 3rd in the NFL with rushing yards allowed at 85, but they're giving up 212 passing yards. It's below middle of the pack. That's 17th. And they're giving up a 41% success rate on 3rd down. That's 21st. That's the trenches, man. That's your 3rd and whatever, and then that's your quarterback being able to sit back and get, yardage on 3rd down. That also helps you win time and possession. And one thing that we said the Chiefs' key values this year is running the football and time and possession and converting on 3rd down. And all 3 of those kind of affect each other in the same globe or the same sphere because if you're running the ball successfully, you're getting 3rd and shorts, which means you're converting on 3rd down, which means you're controlling the ball of the game. Yeah. And that's what the Chiefs do, and that's how they win because then when Mahomes has a 10-point lead in the second half, he can just go through the motions and control things. But let's focus more so on Isaiah Pacheco because he doesn't strike me because I've seen a lot of this week, and I know I'm probably putting my eyes to some screens too much more than I probably should, but I'm seeing some people that are like on a lot of different sides of the Isaiah Pacheco thing of like, I'd like to see him eased back in. I'd like to see him kind of like mix that role with Kareem Hunt. I look at completely opposite. When I think of Isaiah Pacheco, and this is purely on attitude, morale, and the way he runs, the term ease back in doesn't really kick into gear for me with Isaiah Pacheco.
Right.
Now, again, I know he doesn't control how many snaps he plays, but he controls how hard he plays. And I don't see him being a guy that's going to go up to Andy or go up to Matt Nagy and be like, hey, like, I'm cool with like 5 to 8 and I'm out. I think he's the guy that's like, look, dude, I'm in my 3rd year in the NFL as a running back. I'm ready to prove it. That's in the back of his mind, I think, is the next contract because we know running backs are starting to become more of a vital, important piece of the offenses in the NFL. But also, like, running backs are a dime a dozen, right? We know that theory. We know that
Isaiah
narrative.
Pacheco is a dime a dozen. He's a 7th-round pick, right?
We know that narrative of the position. He seems like a guy that's been missing it more than the team's been missing him. And that's not a shot at him. That's just a very good that's very high praise for Kareem Hunt. But Kareem Hunt also, to me at least, seems like the guy who's the complete opposite. Like, hey, Andy, if you want to just use me for 5 or 6 this week, I'm down. I'm a little beat up. I'm a little sore. I'm a little older. Let's get the kid back in and get the wheels turning. And then by the time you get through Vegas and you basically have the same game back-to-back weeks, bigger advantage next week, it's at home, 2 o'clock, Black Friday, short week.
Right.
You get into that, then it's like, all right, home stretch, big teams, Denver, Pittsburgh, Houston, L.A. Let's run the ball with a 2-man tandem. So I'm interested to see how Pacheco comes back and kind of gets into his rhythm. But he doesn't seem like an ease-in guy. He seems like a guy that's like, let's go back to 15, 16 carries.
Well, I don't think Andy eases anybody back in. I think if you're on this team and you're ready to go, you're playing. And there's going to be no, let's give him 2 carries here, 3 carries here, anything like that. I think if you're ready to go, you're ready to go. That's kind of been the case, I think, with Andy Reid over the years. So, and that's also left to be determined on what you determine ease back in is because fantasy owners, that you're going to see split carries, right? So I don't want to hear, they eased Isaiah Pacheco back in. He only got 10 carries, and then you look at Kareem Hunt, he got 12 carries. Now, that's not not easing back in. That's the offense right now. And that's what's going to be the offense moving forward. And quite honestly, that's what should be the offense moving forward. Split those carries with those running backs and take the wear and tear off of both of them. We're hitting December almost, right? Next week is December. So we've got to start focusing on the long term, the long haul, and what this team is going to be in January and February. And having two fresh, healthy running backs is going to be key to having that postseason success. And we may look back at that injury to Isaiah Pacheco and be like, that was a blessing in disguise. They only lost one game without Isaiah Pacheco in the lineup, and that was to one of the best teams in the NFL in the Buffalo Bills. You get Pacheco back, you run the ball against Buffalo in the postseason with him and a more fresh Kareem Hunt than we have right now. I mean, I hate to say good luck to Buffalo, but good luck to Buffalo because that's going to be the new wrinkle that comes in this offense in January when these two teams meet up at Arrowhead for the right to go to the Super Bowl.
If you look at good offensive teams, they're running the two tandem back.
They are. They always have. And Andy Reid has run the two tandem back a lot here. Guys you never heard of before, Ware and West, and guys like that. But
they ran it with Charles and Thomas Jones.
Absolutely,
they ran it with Priest and LJ for a while.
Absolutely, they did. It's the right thing to do.
Well,
I know it's
like
not I know it's about a year. Yeah. I know it's not the sexy thing to do, but it is the right thing to do. It is absolutely the right thing to do. You're doing what's best for the overall team when you split the carries with those running backs.
What do you guys want out of Sunday? Because we're to Thursday, so we can really kind of dial into Bryce Young and the Panthers.
What do we want? What do we need? I think.
What do you want?
What do I win? That's all I care about.
That's all you care about? You don't care if it's 13-3 with another blocked field goal?
Nah, I really don't. It doesn't bother me. A win's a win in the NFL.
That's tough. Now, not against this team, dude.
Well,
not against this team. If you
win
win
this
this game,
November, you know, like
it's time to start nut cutting.
For who though? For the national media?
I think for everybody.
If they win, they're 10-1. If they win 13-3, they're 10-1. If they win 31-3, they're 10-1. Nothing changes from that standpoint.
I mean,
you don't get bonus points for winning. You don't get strength of schedule points. You get none of that. You win, you take care of business. That's where I am.
I respectfully disagree.
Okay.
Because I think there would be a massive amount of concern if this team won 13-10 against Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what this game is. I'm okay if they win that game like that against Vegas. It's a conference game. This is a team where literally every position on the field, the Chiefs are better. Every single one of them, from left tackle to right tackle to quarterback to running back to receiver to defensive players. And I look at Carolina as, look, what did we say in baseball? If you're playing the White Sox, you need to beat this team every time. Now, I know there's different analogies in sports, but it was more so like you need to beat this team. And this is a game where, like, I'm not saying they have to win 49-7, but this is a game where it's like, from the word go, it's over. Like, you can watch the game and be like, I am not concerned with what happens the rest of this game. I'm not necessarily saying that I want to see Carson Wentz play in the second half because they're up 28-0, but I want to see this game be like, okay, here comes our offense. We punted twice total, and we got points on every single drive because, again, I used the analogy this week. This is a game in which you just played a golf course that ate your lunch, and you were slicing it. You were second guessing your wedges. You were missing reads on the green. And then the next week you're like, I'm not that type of golfer. I know I'm not that type of golfer. I'm going to go to an easier course and get it figured out. That's what the Chiefs are doing today. They're going and essentially playing Hoots Hollow, which is a wide open course for those that need a reference. But this is a wide open matchup where you should just be able to be like, you know what? I have time to throw it. I know that this team is not the type of teams we're going to play in the playoffs, but let's get back into the mold because, again, you don't have to show anything. You don't have to be like above and beyond. But, man, you win this game 13-10, I'm going to have concerns.
Yeah, I'm not, because I saw an 11-6 team last year go and win the Super Bowl with wide receivers that couldn't catch a cold, you know? So, to me, the regular season, and I'm steadfast in this, I don't care. I just get the wins, get into the playoffs.
But this is a 9-1 team.
I know. Yeah, just win and get into the playoffs, go 10-1. However you do it, you get there, you win your 10th game. And we move on. I don't need to see the regular season show like the Detroit Lions are putting on. I've seen that show before, right? And now we're watching a team that is so methodical at what they do, so scripted, if you will, at what they do, so planned out at what they do. Everything they do right now is setting up something that they're going to do tomorrow that's going to lead to something that they're going to do Friday that leads to something that they're going to do in the postseason. Everything is so meticulous with this team. And so if Andy wants to go blow somebody out, I'm sure Andy will go blow somebody out, and this team will go blow somebody out. But if they just want to go out to Carolina and work on some things that maybe they didn't get done in the Buffalo game and tune some things up a little bit and win a game 20-7 or something like that, then that's what we're going to see. And so I'm all about just getting a win, getting that flavor of winning back after, oh my God, one loss to the Buffalo Bills. So I don't need anything spectacular. I never need a spectacular win in the NFL. I just need wins in the NFL because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, whether it's by 1 point or 20 points. Just win, baby, as Al Davis used to say, right? Was that him or was that somebody else?
I don't know, but I agree with the sentiment of where you're coming from. I would just say you said the flavor of winning. Well, let's stick along with that analogy. Let's say the flavor of 20-7 is a sirloin. I'd like a filet.
Okay.
I'd like a ribeye. 35-10 would be just
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And I do think at some level it matters. I get what you're saying. You're right. Come January, no one's going to be talking about, dang, I really wish we beat the Panthers by 10 more points.
Right.
That's not going to be relevant. But it is on a micro level, from week to week, really good to have some sort of confidence in this team in the locker room of like, hey, we can take care of business against the worst of the worst and against the best of the best, and that should show in the scoreboard as well.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think they got plenty of confidence. I mean, I was listening to Kelsey's podcast, with his brother. Did you know these guys do a podcast together? Jason and Travis did a podcast.
That may take off.
It may be something big. I don't know. They should get a beer sponsor on it. But I kid Travis. But no, it was really good. Like he was talking about like inside that locker room. He goes, yeah, I mean, let's go. It's go time. You get beat and it wakes everybody up is kind of what he was talking about. And that's what we said all along. Every year, like this is the same thing. We have seen this act 1,000 times now with the Chiefs, right? You go into the regular season, you have all these high expectations, they win all these games, then they fall down and they lose a game, and what do they do afterwards? They bounce right back up. They have a great game, they play well, they refocus a little bit. I think at 9-0, I think all of us, including myself, you start looking around going, all right, the undefeated season, that pressure's off now. Now you have the opportunity to kind of go out there and play your game. And as November gets ready to turn to December, and we've got a couple of November games left before we hit December, that's when you start to see this thing get ramped up a little bit, and you start to see the playoff style of things come out. They do save things for good with this organization, and I do believe that's the right thing to do because it's paid dividends, right? Like if they hadn't won 2 Super Bowls in a row and 3 in the last 4 years or whatever it's been, I could sit here and question some of this stuff. But who am I to question Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Chris Jones? You want to go out there and win 13-10 and feel good about it? I'm good with it as well, man. Go do your thing.
And maybe we're having like 2 different arguments here because I'm not concerned. I don't want that to be the known narrative. I not once did I say I was concerned or that they were going to show something special. But if you're going to take your B playbook against Buffalo and lose by 9, then take that B playbook against Carolina and win by 19.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's worse, their offense or their defense. Their offense ranks 32nd in total yards, 31st in passing yards, 29th in points, 29th in third down conversion percentage. Their defense gives up the 29th in points allowed. They're 32nd in rushing yards allowed, 32nd in points allowed, and 32nd on third down conversion rates.
And that means it's going to be a close game. Gosh. We have seen everybody plays this team close. I'll be interested to see what Mitch has to say about this one tomorrow and where kind of his mindset is, with this game, if he thinks it can be a blowout. Because as we've talked about, they haven't blown anybody out since the Bears last year, right? I mean, that's the last time they legitimately blew a team out of the water. And so maybe this is one where the circle of trust gets together and say, Andy, let's go kick the snot out of these people, let's go take care of business. Or it's one of these games where Andy looks at him and goes, what do you want to do? He goes, let's just go get a win and, worry about, kicking the snot out of the Raiders 5 days later on Black Friday.
Speaking of taking care of business, there's a new definition of insider for one Adam Schefter. Mac Maury, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Fellas, it's Dusty Likens again to remind you it is the holiday season. We can get lost in the motions. We can get lost in the times. Don't let that happen to you. And let me tell you about some things that my friends at Heartland Men's Health can do. It is the holiday season, a time of love, a time for joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, this season can be tough on you, but not just you, your loved one as well. If you and your partner are experiencing struggles because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. Heartland Men's Health treatments work when the pills or herbals fail. Their treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. So schedule a visit. Get with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult with licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. So call them at 844-447-6600 or go visit them. They have 3 locations that can serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and their new office in North Kansas City. HeartlandMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, you already know that there's nothing like a custom design and crafted jewelry treasure from House of Diamonds. A one-of-a-kind creation built from scratch for a one-of-a-kind love. But sometimes you have a need for speed. This is Gene at House of Diamonds, and just in case custom jewelry isn't in the cards, we have a case. Actually, we have 19 cases filled with some of the most beautiful handcrafted jewelry you'll ever see. Earrings, rings, bracelets, pearls, pendants, and fine gemstones. A lot of it we created in our shop. All of it carries our name with the quality and craftsmanship you've come to expect from House of Diamonds. And any item can be tweaked and customized just for you. Think of it as Custom Express. Custom Express or custom from scratch. Get it at locally owned, family owned House of Diamonds. House of Diamonds on the southeast corner of College and Quivira.
Not too long ago, I had to drop about $800 to $1,000 on new brakes for my car. I've talked about my vehicle. It has quite a few miles on it at this point, and I know I'm spending a lot of money on maintenance. That's the reality of a used vehicle. It's the reality of not having a newer vehicle under 40,000 miles. That's why you got to think about the total cost of ownership, whether it's the maintenance, whether it's the insurance, whether it's any other factor that goes into owning a vehicle, gasoline, all of it matters, and that's where Max Motors comes in. One, they're going to walk you through exactly what that total cost of ownership is going to be, not just flash the straight-out monthly payment and what that is like some other dealers do out there. Max Motors has the best financing options available with the max trade-in values in the Midwest. For example, a new 2024 Ram 1500's up to $18,000 off MSRP. Stock number 90052. And Max Motors is just down the street. In fact, 7 minutes from the Grandview Triangle at 192 miles an hour. Max Motors, the easiest place to buy a car, maxmotors.com.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning!
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Renner Garage Door, RENNER, forward and back. On the Missouri side, 71 northbound starting to slow between 75th and Gregory. Whether you need a new Smart LiftMaster opener, service repair, or brand new garage door, Renner Garage Door has you covered. Locally owned, top rated, RENNER, forward and back. RennerDoor.com. Touchdown Renner. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Welcome back to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. It is officially turtleneck season. Hoodies, turtlenecks, crew necks, long necks, all of it. As we are officially moving along in this November month. Next Thursday, Thanksgiving, if you can believe it. Woo. Big fan. What you think it's Christmas everywhere you went.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Schefter
went to Lowe's last night. There's a great Christmas display I walked through. It was beautiful.
That sounds great.
Did you already go to Christmas in the Park?
No, I did not. That's not open yet, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Oh, there's light shows everywhere.
I
dude.
thought Christmas in the Park didn't open until after Thanksgiving.
I don't know. My sister did like a Snapchat video the other night, and she was going through like the lights and a pizza. And she lives out in Kansas, so she went somewhere.
Yeah. All right.
Adam Schefter had a story. I don't know. We heard this yesterday, and Bob's reaction was like, how cool do you think he thinks he sounds? Here we go.
Weirdest place you've broken a story is what?
I can remember being in Denver one time, and I was
just say it.
How do I say this? I had just spent time with this woman for the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
And
sure.
And got a text that Dale Carter was being suspended. I think it was for 8 games for substance abuse. And so as I continued to lay there, confirm it, and got the job done, Kevin, in every which way.
I'm just staring straight at the camera, buddy. I'm just that's it. That's it. This is the greatest episode we've ever had.
So
that's like Binkley's dream.
In layman's terms, he got laid, he finished, and then told everyone that Dale Carter was suspended for guyena.
He got a text after having sex. That's basically what happened.
And Dale Carter played, though, quite honestly, guys, there wasn't text messages back then. Dale Carter played in the 90s.
Yeah, so how did he get a text?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, see, I'm not like
a pager?
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out how that story works because I know when I started texting because I was dating a girl much younger than me at the time, right? It was like 2003, 2004. That era is kind of, and then I started dating my wife, and I only text, and she ran a $200 text bill up the first month and whatnot before unlimited texting and all that kind of stuff. You know, there was a time. So that Dale Carter was not playing in a text era, and even if he was, it was like the fringe text era where nobody was really texting. They were T9ing every once in a while, but people were calling and whatnot, and like there wasn't a lot of text messaging going on in the Dale Carter era. So I don't know if it all adds up. And also, too, man, stop putting your job ahead of your personal life. Like, seriously.
That guy, though? Kidding me?
I know. I get it. But, I mean, like, there's got to be, like, a turnoff switch. That's why those insider jobs, like...
Dale Carter was suspended in 2000.
Okay. Nobody was texting in 2000. I mean, and if you were, it was very, very fringe at that point of the time. Think about the flip phone that you had back then. Nobody was really text messaging in the year 2000.
Mac was 2.
Yeah.
Think about the flip phone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
about
Mac
that.
has no idea. He doesn't know the iPhone 5, right?
Take it easy.
Yeah, remember, what was that iPhone 5G that came out, and it was like the cheaper iPhone version at the time? Mac doesn't even know about that back in the day.
The iPod Shuffle?
Yeah. Did you have an iPod?
I had a Nano.
Oh, you did? Okay,
I had
cool.
the Nano.
All right, great. All right. Great.
Do you know the term BlackBerry?
Yeah, do you know the term
course,
BlackBerry? Maybe he got it.
I
don't know.
movie that just came out, by the way, on that.
I loved my BlackBerry.
Did you? I never had
I
one.
held on to the BlackBerry so long because it was all about the ball.
Yeah.
It was all about the ball in the middle. It was so great. And I held on to it as long as I could until I went to, at the time, Sprint store. And
And I was like, I think I need a new phone. And she was like, I hate to break this to you, but BlackBerries are discontinued. And I was like, oh my
no.
I was like, all right.
That was like
iPhone 9 it
07,
was.
08 or something
Hell
like
yeah,
that,
man.
right? Yeah.
I loved it.
I was playing games on my dad's BlackBerry. That's what I remember
dude, they
seeing.
had Brick Breaker on that
Yes,
thing. It's
I remember that.
Oh.
I never BlackBerried ever.
Wow.
Never had one.
Better
never,
cell phone games, Snake or Brick Breaker?
Snake.
Oh, dude, Snake was awesome on that Nokia.
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
damn
yeah,
it
yeah.
ringtone because I could find it on the internet which keys to hit, and it was like
Oh, that
like,
Nokia phone was just
dude.
like there was no flip, it was no
Oh, it was
cover.
great, dude.
You had to like lock the. Nobody was texting when Dale Carter
man.
played. Like I'm just not buying that from Adam Schefter. And
He
the
was
way
getting
that he
laid,
kind of
man.
developed the story was like, are we really telling the truth here on this one? And if you are, that's sad, bro. Like seriously, that is sad that you're like putting
Have you
your
ever sent a text after
relationship.
sex?
Oh, all the time. I mean, I'm married. I mean, who doesn't, right? Like, who buzzed us in the last 10 minutes,
Exactly.
you know? But 20, 30, depending on how long. I mean, you know, as Adam Schefter, said.
Yeah, I got the job done.
In more ways than one. Oh, great. So
What do
you're a
boobs
hero
feel
now.
like?
Yeah.
Bags of sand. Credit the text line for that one. They said that gave out 40-year-old virgin bags of sand.
Yeah,
driving
like,
his bike home.
it
Bags of
did.
sand. What are they thinking?
Yeah, like I'm not buying a lot of what he's selling in that one there. I mean, if he would have said a text message about, I don't know, Peyton Manning or somebody that played in the text messaging era, okay, fine. You're talking about Dale Carter, who, sorry, bro, like played before the text message existed.
Hey, sorry, 1 second, baby.
Yeah.
Dale
Is
Carter
this
just
the
got suspended.
ultimate song, like, for getting it on? Like, everybody loves this song, right?
Funky Cole Medina.
I don't know if I do. I know that one? Am
I just sing, songs that I make up in my mind.
Or just, well, if that's the case, she's never getting there. French toast. Please stop.
Yeah. Do we have the French toast song?
I would say Wild Thing by Tone Loc would probably be one that I'd get
Oh, that's a
down to.
good one. Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
Take a walk on the wild side.
Yeah. Werewolves of London.
Werewolves of London. Yeah. Anything with wild in it. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying Schefter, man.
Has there ever been like a weird place that you've had to like give a sports report?
Well,
Because you've
I
been
mean-
doing this for like 25 years.
Yeah, when the kids were younger, I used to do it from inside the closet because that was the only place you could get quiet time, and because they'd be trying to bang down the door and do whatever, and so sometimes you'd have to do that, and there's always the off chance you're on the throne and you have to do something like that. You just hope the automatic flusher doesn't go.
Oh, I was never fortunate enough to have one of those.
Like you're in a public restroom and you got the automatic flush. You're like, oh God, I got to do this, and then you move to the left or the right. Are you using the bathroom, sir? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Like Binkley with Ned Yost that one time, peeing with the microphone on, and
Binkley, your microphone's on.
One of the best.
Oh God,
That's a true
funny.
story.
Yeah. Naked Gun reenacted at the Odyssey facility.
And then one time Vern played a prank on him and actually threw away his chew, and Bingley went to the clubhouse press box trash can looking for his chew.
No, he didn't.
I got a picture of it.
God.
I said, Vern, you're an ass. And he
Yeah.
goes, is he really in there? I said, what do you think?
Of course he's looking through the trash looking for
He's
chew.
like, came out. He's like, Binkley, stop. It's one of your empty ones. Here's your full one. I got it in my back pocket. It's funny, full circle. The weirdest thing I've ever done via radio was with this show way back in the day when I was able to do a certain impersonation.
Yeah.
And I would call in and do hits.
Yeah.
And Wachowski had texted me, brother Ryan.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, man, off the cusp, but I was wondering, there'll be a certain individual in town that you can do an impersonation of. Can you do it and start a bit with Fescoe and Kling? And I was like, sure, what is it? And he throws the pitch to me. And I'm like, yeah, what time do you need? We need to like record that. He goes, oh no, it's on the air next break. And I was like, oh, I was like, okay, well, I'm getting my oil changed and my tires changed, like rotated. I guess we'll just do it here. So I went outside and I did it, and you get overmodulated. And I'm like, doing it. And all these people are starting to like walk around and like look over, like, what is he doing?
What is this gentleman doing?
Why does he sound just like him?
Yeah, why is he talking Chiefs in the parking lot?
Oh yeah, and we were like, I was talking like barbecue and all this stuff, and then I came back in. Didn't say a word to anybody and sat down, and I was like,
you were embarrassed?
No, I was
okay.
just like, I didn't know they had heard me because I just kind of looked around, seeing people walk in. And when I walked in, it was kind of like one of those, everybody was like looking at me like, what did we just witness? And I was like, then they were like, Mr. Likas? I was like, yep. And I got in them, thank you very much. And like, that's what he sounds like. So that was like the weirdest thing I've ever had to do with like radio. Everything else I've like,
I've had like people from other cities call me, but I've been here fortunate enough to where I just pop on like the little boards and switch in. But yeah, doing that impersonation for you and Josh back, gosh, what was that? Probably 8 years ago.
Yeah.
8, 9 years ago. God, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's funny at the Jiffy Lube. Yeah. No, I mean, you have those every once in a while where you're doing those hits, but nothing like that, man. Like, seriously. Like, it's not, Dale Carter news is not that big a deal. It just isn't.
I wonder if you hit her with a liar. I've had better. Or if that was
and
like,
what do you do if you're that woman?
You're probably like, did you send out like that? That'd be funny if like a woman had sex with Schefter and then broke it.
Yeah.
Breaking per source. Adam Schefter, less than 6. Not great. I just, 'cause wasn't there that one girl that like had sex with Julian Edelman and took a picture of it and then sent it to the like Snapchat world?
Oh, no.
It was like, I think the caption was like, just had sex with Edelman, no lie, and he's in the bed like passed out, and she's got a picture of it.
Oh my God!
It happened like after a Super Bowl.
Oh God! I think the more you talk about it, the more I'm like, I kind of vaguely remember something
Google
like
search
that
it.
happened. Yeah. But I mean, do you think Schefter got a second date? Like, honest to God,
I doubt it.
If you're,
I feel like that guy's been laid 3 times.
Like if you're with somebody and you're in a moment, or you're even on a date or something like that, you got to put your phone away, man. Like nothing's that important where you can do it. I remember I was, back when Beltron was traded, we were sitting at this place called Patron on Southwest Boulevard across from not Margaritas, but the Ponax there on the rooftop when Carlos Beltran was traded. I was on a date at that point in time. Okay, great. Carlos Beltran is traded. I'll worry about it tomorrow. Like, you have to find a way to kind of compartmentalize these things. And sometimes, and this is good life for everybody, we let our jobs consume us when they really shouldn't. And that's not a good work-life balance. And so I don't know if this woman came back for a second date with Adam Schefter. I know if that was me and somebody did something like that, I'm out, man. See you later.
Depends on how good it was. Well, that's why there's never any breaking news on Tuesday.
That's right.
Coming up on the other side, though, we have a discussion of the Hall of Fame that I know for a fact is going to be directed towards one individual where we all have a different opinion. Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
I just want to say how awesome it is to have Bob Fescoe and Legend Likens on every morning to start my day. I freaking love you guys.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, the holiday season is fast approaching, and you got family coming into town and friends, and you're looking for that perfect activity for something to do. Or maybe it's just when the kids are out of school during Christmas break. You're looking for that perfect thing inside, stay warm, have fun, the whole family can enjoy. The answer's pretty simple. It is Foaling. It's football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. And they're beginning year number 2 at 435 and State Line. And these guys are epically awesome. I love the 2 dudes that run the place, but more importantly, I love Foaling. It is so much fun, and you're going to be addicted to the game when you go check them out at 435 and State Line. Like I said, football plus bowling, and you're thinking, what? You set up the bowling pins just like you would bowl, but you're using a football. You're knocking those pins down. You're hitting those pins down. You're getting competitive. You're having fun, and the best part about Foaling is it is good for all ages, whether you're kids, whether you're adults, whether you're on a date, whether you're at a work party or a charity event. It doesn't matter. Foaling has got you covered for everybody. They've got a world-class bar, and you can bring your own food as well. Pizza, sandwiches, salads, whatever it is that you want to do, you can bring your own food into Foaling. That's why it's the perfect spot for everybody. So reserve a lane now at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com and get your Foal on.
When Google Fiber first launched 1 gig internet right here in Kansas City, it cost $70. Cut to today. Over 10 years later, 1 gig internet still costs the same, $70. That's what you get with Google Fiber. Fast, reliable internet with simple, straightforward monthly billing. No data caps, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Just a small local fee for the city on top of your flat, predictable price. Go beyond good enough. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at fiber.google.com.
Gates Barbecue's most iconic flavors will make your holiday meals unforgettable this year. Spice up your holiday get-togethers with Gates sauces and seasonings made with fresh ingredients and gluten-free. Prepare your meats, potatoes, and vegetables with Gates sauces and seasonings. And while watching a game or your favorite holiday movie, sprinkle Gates seasoning on a fresh pop bowl of popcorn. Your taste buds will thank you. Buy Gates now. Available at your local grocer or online at gatesbarbecue.com. We do it the old-fashioned way.
Planning to propose this holiday? Shane Company is ready to help you find your dream engagement ring.
We handpick the most beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones in all shapes and sizes. So when you walk in the door, you can trust your rock is in stock. At Shane Company, we've always sourced directly, cut out the middleman, and pass the savings on to you. We work with your budget, not against it. We'll also protect your ring for life with our free unmatched lifetime warranty. Come see us at ShaneCo.com and in-store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This weekly football preview is brought to you by MD Anderson Cancer Center.
Week 12 kicks off in Cleveland on Thursday night when Pittsburgh comes to town as they hope to continue their 5-game winning streak. We'll also see Tampa and New York, Denver takes on Vegas, and San Francisco takes on Green Bay before wrapping up on Monday night with LA taking on Baltimore.
At MD Anderson Cancer Center, we're doing whatever it takes to end lung cancer. Visit MDAndersonLungCancer.com to learn more.
MD Anderson Cancer Center is again ranked #1 in the nation for cancer care by U.S. News & World Report's Best Hospitals rankings. Our physicians treat more types of cancers in a day than many see in their whole career. This unmatched depth of expertise, combined with our groundbreaking discoveries, gives our patients access to the most innovative treatment options. Learn more at mdanderson.org.
Every piece of land has a story. For the Nelsons, it's cruising around their Montana ranch on a John Deere Gator XUV 835R. With 3,000 acres, there's plenty of work to do.
We're not afraid to jump in and help each other out.
That's how they've kept their ranch going for 5 generations.
It's all about efficiency.
Like teaching visitors to fly fish.
The whole joy with fly fishing is matching the hatch.
Run with us on a Gator XUV 835R and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
Welcome to Staples.
Help! My family's in for the holidays and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect! Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 12/28, in-store only.
Let me tell you about my good friend Andy from Andy's Frozen Custard. He's from Kansas City, never misses a game, and serves the world's finest frozen custard. Tailgate with a Pick 6, or grab a freshly made custom treat before or after a game. And tell him Mitch and Andy sent you.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Andy's Frozen Custard. Visit eatandys.com to find the location nearest you. Top your day with a smile.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metro Ford. Online at kcmetroford.com.
Want more from your dealership? At Metro Ford, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. Family owned, just 10 minutes from downtown and packed with unbeatable value. Drive smarter, only at Metro Ford. Online at kcmetroford.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side K10 westbound before Kill Creek Road with a stall. Was blocking the right lane, now off to the shoulder, but that's enough to slow you for about a mile approaching. Heading on the Missouri side, 71 northbound, still rolling from 87th up towards Gregory. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
We got a new function on the Odyssey app.
Did you guys know that this is a thing? I can send you messages from the Odyssey app. Kind of crazy.
KFNZ FM and AM HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Diving right back into it, if you missed it, the first hour is up on the Odyssey app. Check it out. By the way, you can leave us voicemails, so we're giving you a new challenge. Send as many voicemails about this show that are clean. You can't cuss. If you do, we'll have to beep it out, which is still fine. But we're trying to lead the shows in emails and voicemails. So send us a voicemail of why you like the show, and you'll hear your voice maybe one day on our commercial breaks.
And the other thing that's cool about it gives Spectre something to do.
That's right. And he needs it.
Yeah, he does.
He just lost his favorite hockey player for a couple weeks.
I know. Gosh, getting ready to break Gretzky's record.
Sorry, Ovechkin. The hockey gods have spoken, and their names are Paulina Gretzky.
That's right. The great one is keeping his record.
I don't know if you follow her on IG, Mac, but my God.
Do you know who Wayne Gretzky is?
Okay. Come on.
I'm just questioning. The man probably retired 10 years before you were born.
I know more about his daughter than Wayne Gretzky.
I'm sure you do, yeah.
Yeah, I'll need to do some research.
Well, she dates Dustin Johnson, golfer.
Aren't they married?
Yeah, married, sorry. Have kids. I mean, good Lord of War.
I mean, she used to be the, bacon grease,
She still is.
Yeah.
Bake it up, baby. So the Hall of Fame list is out. 25 modern era players are named today as semifinalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame out of the 2025 class. 4 to 8 will be selected from the list. I could have an argument for everybody on the list. There's one guy that I think the argument will be focused around, and I think you know that name, and it is
Antonio Gates.
That's right. No, it is Eli Manning.
Yep.
He is the name that is going to spark the conversation between everybody in the room, and I can honestly say I don't know how I truly feel about this because it makes me think that rings are all that matter in the NFL when it comes to this selection because I will go to you first.
Yeah.
Because I'm really intrigued because we haven't had this conversation yet. Do you personally believe that Eli Manning is a Hall of Fame player?
I do, based on the Super Bowls. Yes. If he didn't have Super Bowl rings, I would say no, he's not a Hall of Famer, but he did lead his team to 2 Super Bowls. And whenever it started in the NFL, that's how we judge quarterbacks now in this league, right? And the play to David Tyree is as good a play as you'll ever see. He threw a pass the following Super Bowl, the Mario Manningham along the sideline that was a dart, wow type moment and whatnot. And he was the steward of a franchise in New York for, the better part of a decade and a half and won some big playoff games on the road and whatnot. So, yeah, I do believe that Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. Is he a slam dunk? No, because I think there's going to be a lot of people in that room who debate. And that's what I love most about the Pro Football Hall of Fame versus baseball. Baseball, they send a ballot out, and, you vote after, you Scheftered one off, right, and sit there and do your thing and not seriously think about it. These guys will sit in a room in New Orleans on the Saturday before the Super Bowl. And that meeting could take hours. It's like finding the new pope. When the white smoke comes up, that's when you know it's done. And there will be debates. There will be conversation. It's a great meet. I would love to someday be a part of just listening to one of those meetings as everybody makes a case for all of these guys. So it'll be a well thought out process. There will be a lot of debate. He may be one of the most debated on guys that we ever see in the Hall of Fame. But ultimately, yeah, I think he does get in. He led his franchise to 2 Super Bowl championships.
I would say that I don't think that he's necessarily deserving of it. I understand that he has 2 Super Bowl titles. One, he didn't make the catch. Now, I know that he kind of moved around and got, kept the play alive, but he didn't make the catch.
Threw the ball, though.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? I mean,
Odell Beckham Jr. made the catch.
No, he didn't.
I'm talking about when he made the catch, like a catch. Oh. He didn't throw the ball, but he made that catch because he had better hands than the guy had the arm. David Tyree made the catch against his helmet to secure it and hold it down. The other thing I would say is that he was in that Super Bowl and contended because he had one of the best defensive lines that we've seen in a very, very long time.
Great defense. Yeah, they held New England to 10 points.
His numbers in his career would indicate that he's not. Because I thought that the Hall of Fame was based on full resume. And if that's the case, Big Ben should be in the Hall of Fame.
No question.
But he's not. And
is he eligible yet?
I don't know if he's eligible yet, but he's not. I don't think
he's eligible.
People don't look at him as like a slam dunk where people think like, oh, Eli's in. Eli Manning's career numbers are 57,000 yards, 366 touchdowns, 244 interceptions. He has a 500 record. We all knew that because the last game they benched him. 117. 4 Pro Bowls. Big Ben, 64,000 yards, 418 touchdowns, 211 interceptions, 2 Super Bowls, 6 Pro Bowls, and a record of 165, 81, and 1.
Yeah, Ben's a Hall of Famer. Nobody's doubting that.
Right. And then there's guys like Phillip Rivers, never won a Super Bowl, better numbers in his career than Eli Manning, and some would say that he had a Hall of Fame career, just never won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Only went to 1 AFC championship, I believe.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, I mean, yeah, that's something else, too.
Right. But if the other thing that I would do is, like, if Eli Manning is considered a Hall of Famer, that would mean that he's, like, really, really good. Where would you pick Eli Manning on this list of quarterbacks to pick from an all-time list? Big Ben, Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford, Joe Flacco, Eli Manning. in my opinion, I wouldn't pick Eli Manning until the very last pick.
I'd take him over all of those guys, quite honestly, because he
over Matthew Stafford.
Yeah,
that's insane.
He plays big in big games.
That's insane.
He plays big in big games and in big
his
moments.
Did.
So no, he did as well.
He
Go
had
back
some
and look
really
at the
good games.
entire playoff run that Eli Manning had.
Not an Hall of Famer.
He is, and he will be, and
he played for the New York Giants.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. He won 2 Super Bowls.
It has nothing to do with the fact that he played for the New York Giants. That he's in a Hall of Famer.
Oh, I don't think so at all. No, Mac, you're with me on this one. It doesn't matter who you play for.
I don't think it matters who you play for. Part of me with the Hall of Fame thing is telling the story of the NFL. I think it'd be really hard to tell the story of the NFL without Eli Manning. He beat the GOAT twice.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl. Yeah, who else has beaten Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? You know, other than the Eagles that one time, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he was the first. They took down a 17-0 team.
Yeah,
they beat him again in the Super Bowl.
You can't tell the story of the 21st century of the NFL without Eli Manning,
right?
And Nick Foles.
But I mean, really, that's Eli Manning did it twice.
Yeah. Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. Joe Flacco's not a Hall of Famer. I think Matt Ryan's a Hall of Famer. I think Matthew Stafford will be a Hall of Famer. I think Phillip Rivers will be a Hall of Famer. I think Big Ben will be a Hall of Famer.
Wow, you think? Wow, okay.
Who do you wow on?
I don't think Rivers or Ryan.
You don't
personally.
Okay.
But
they put up great numbers. Now they don't have the Super Bowls, obviously.
Yeah.
But sometimes
Great
it's
numbers.
okay to break outside of that a little bit. Go,
agree.
look at the numbers these guys put up.
I agree.
And, kind of generational type guys. But again, they don't have the playoff success. And so much of how we judge the NFL these days, really sports now, is all judged on what you did in the playoffs. We love Jordan. We love, these guys that show up big in big moments. Like, is Derek Jeter a Hall of Famer based on the regular season? No. But in big moments, who is there? Derek Jeter.
He had 3,000 hits. That's like one of the indicators to get you in the Hall of Fame is if you have that. And that's all done in the regular season.
But he's known for what he did in the postseason, his big moments. I think there's something like Patrick Mahomes is so big in big moments. Travis Kelce shows up in big moments. A certain type of player shows up big in those big moments. So,
to answer your question, though, Dusty, Eli, Big Ben, Rivers, Ryan, Stafford, Flacco, I think Eli would be my second to last pick there. Flacco would be my last.
Number 1 would be Matt Stafford, and it's not even close.
Big Ben is really close.
Yeah, Big Ben is really good. Like, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. That guy was legit, man.
It might be, but yeah, Stafford or Big Ben, absolutely. No question.
When did Ben retire?
Way too late.
2019.
Yeah.
19. Oh, because that
When
playoff
Mahomes beat
game
him.
here. So he should be eligible next year then for the Hall of Fame.
He just has the tainted past that I think they're going to put it on his resume to kind of keep him down a peg. At least in my opinion. I think that will be one thing that people will bring up.
Yeah, but you start to look at some of these other dudes that are in Halls of Fame. Lawrence Taylor's in the Hall of Fame. Ty Cobb's in the Hall. There were some rotten people off the field that do make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Again, that's why the football one is the best, because people are having these conversations that we just had inside that room, and every guy is tasked. Like, if you cover the team from Pittsburgh, you're tasked with presenting Ben Roethlisberger and explaining why you believe he gets to be in the Hall of Fame. I bet it gets probably pretty heated in there at times, too. I know Therese used to participate, obviously, in those meetings. And, I wish, again, he was around so we could ask him this question. I'd love to see what Therese would say about Eli Manning getting into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he'd probably laugh at my face. He'd be like, you got to come on, Dust. You know he's in.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. I can hear that laugh and that voice.
I know. I miss him so much, man.
Coming up on the other side, someone that's with us every week. Ben Mallard joins us here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City Sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, we're headed into the final part of the football season, and that means the playoffs are going to be upon us, and you're looking for that perfect thing to eat on game day. And I'll tell you what, man, if you're not getting those Daisy sour cream dips, the French onion, and the ranch dip, you are missing out on some of the best you could have for your football game day spread. If you love eating chips and wings and veggies, then you need to do that with the Daisy sour cream dips. And they came out with the French onion and ranch one, and we found these last year. The French onion one is unbelievable. My kids love that ranch dip as well. They are an absolute game changer, and they're as good as those homemade dips that you're going to make yourself. But Daisy takes care of everything for you. They have real herbs and spices and ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. So get on out to the grocery store now. Look for those Daisy sour cream dips. You won't be sorry. They're the best you could have on your game day spread. It's Daisy sour cream dips.
Neighbors getting new roofs due to hail damage this year? Then you're a likely candidate for a new roof too. Century Roofing, voted best roofing company in Johnson County 3 years straight, is giving back this holiday season. For all roof repair and replacement contracts signed before the end of the year, Century Roofing will donate a portion of proceeds to benefit Operation Breakthrough, which helps KC kids in need. Visit CenturyRoofingKC.com for an inspection today. That's CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
You hear that? That's the sound of another year counting down. Another year missing your revenue goal. Another year wondering why your marketing isn't more effective. Another year worried about next year. The clock is ticking, but you still have time. Time to contact the experts at Scale Marketing. Scale Marketing is a full-service marketing agency who is expert in lead generation and revenue growth. Our clients see an average of 20% growth in the first year alone, with sustained growth from there. From your traditional marketing to social media to paid search, we'll take a forensic approach, digging deep to find the root problems in your marketing strategy. Then we'll fix them fast. At Scale Marketing, we can't stop the clock, but we can change your company's future. Find out how you can make your marketing budget work harder and drive more revenue. Contact us at scalemarketing.com or call us at 833-SCALE-25. That's 833-SCALE-25.
To all you tool people out there, has Harbor Freight got a deal for you? Big savings every single day this November. Because we know that right now, when the price of everything only seems to go up, you need a place where prices stay low. So shop in-store or online for quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love every day. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
I'm Jenna Fisher.
And I'm Angela Kinsey.
And together we have the podcast Office Ladies.
Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere.
Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Introducing TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
Introducing TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
The Landing in Liberty, the largest sports bar north of the river and the home of over 65 HD TVs with every sports package. Hey, our motto is any game, anytime. 10,000 square feet under one roof to provide adequate social distancing. Our non-smoking patio is not covered, but in the winter it's home of the only dine-in heated igloos in the Northland. Each igloo has its own TV and sound system and seats up to 8 people. The Landing has a great menu featuring the best dry rub wings in Kansas City and the home of the Ben Mallard chicken fingers. Most of our menu items, dressing, and wing sauces are house-made. Daily food specials, happy hour every day from 3 till 7 p.m. Live music on our smoking patio Thursday through Sunday nights. Make your next destination the Landing in Liberty. Food, fun, music, and sports. The Landing in Liberty, 1189 West Kansas Street in Liberty. Check us out online at thelandingeateryandpub.com. We'll see you at The Landing.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 29 southbound, just a little sluggish from Front Street into the downtown loop. 71 northbound, slow rolling from 87th up towards Gregory. Kansas side, earlier problem, K10 westbound before Kill Creek Road has cleared. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving right back into it here on a Thursday. Week's gone by so fast, I thought yesterday was Taco Tuesday in a group text. And my buddy goes, well, it's Wednesday. So do you mean to tell me you can't have tacos on Wednesday?
You cannot. It is against the law. Look it up.
You can have steak tonight at Hy-Vee.
That's right. It is Hy-Vee Steak Night Thursday. That $10 steak, mashed potatoes, vegetables, all your Hy-Vees. They cook it right there on the grill. It smells so deliciously awesome. So
Most important part of that, you don't have to cook it on a cold-ass day.
It is cold, man. It's below freezing this morning. It was supposed to be like 31 out there.
It's a good soup night, good chili night. Either way, it is Thursday, where we are joined by our good friend Ben Maller.
Yeah, it is all brought to you by the Landing in Liberty. Of course, you can catch Ben overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan with Fox Sports Radio. And Ben, are the Chiefs? Are they cooked right now, my man?
Yeah, the sky is falling. I just want you to know, again, for the record, when I was there, they won. It is not my fault that they lost to the Bills. When I was there, I saw one of the great finishes. You were right there. That block kick against the Broncos was amazing. I do love the overreaction machine that is still alive and well. That now, since the Chiefs lost to Buffalo, the Lions are now the favorite to win the Super Bowl. No longer the Chiefs, right? The Lions are number one. And all the warts and all the moles of the Chiefs have been exposed now. And Andy Reid suddenly doesn't have the answers. Maybe I'm being too dramatic, but it certainly seems like the vibe coming out of the football media world is that, oh, yeah, it's just not the year for the Chiefs and all that. After one game where they lost the game late, it seems like a bit of an overreaction, but what do I know?
Well, are we in a stage now, I feel like in the NFL, where we're more reactionary week to week than we've ever been before?
It certainly it appears that way. And the great thing about it, like this week, if the Chiefs go out and win by a gazillion points, which they should against Carolina, some other things happen, all of a sudden they'll be right back on the Chiefs. Like, I told you so. It's just one bad week. Everything's great. But thank God for that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have jobs, right? We need this. This is the kind of content that we need, the overreaction. Like now Josh Allen's the MVP of the NFL. Really, I thought his numbers weren't particularly great in that game. He made the big play at the end, but that's the way of the world. The way of the world right now.
You talk about Josh Allen and the way that game goes. We talked about the discussion, I believe it was Tuesday. They obviously drew that huge number of 31 million viewers. It's today's modern day Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. Wouldn't you think so?
Yeah, well, as Bob pointed out, Dusty, right? They rigged it for CBS. That was the only game on CBS, so it was like that was it. You were going to get that. The entire country got it, and I mean, yeah, it's the closest thing we have to that. Although Josh Allen's got to have to win at some point in the playoffs against Mahomes for it to go to the next level. But Peyton Manning, he struggled for years before he finally was able to get over the mountain, if you will. Here, I still don't. I don't believe in the Bills. People think I'm nuts for that. I still think that's a team that in the playoffs is not going to have success. But maybe I'll be wrong. But yeah, the ratings were insane, and it's just the power of stardom, right? The power of guys that A lot of these quarterbacks now, like the Giants and some of the other teams, you don't even know who these guys are. Like it's a mess. It's a hot mess right now.
Why don't you like Buffalo? What's holding you back from saying, yes, Buffalo is a team that can legitimately win a Super Bowl?
I think the offense in the playoffs is going to have problems. Once you game plan, it's much different, as you guys know better than I from watching the Chiefs in recent years. Like when you game plan in a playoff environment, it's just a different animal. And I don't trust the playmakers the Bills have to make plays in the playoffs. I got to see that. They have not passed the litmus test. Even a guy like Amari Cooper, who they picked up. I remember him dropping passes in the past with the Raiders and stuff. I don't, in a big spot, need a first down. It's, third down, you throw a pass, you're going to drop it. I just don't trust the playmakers they have involved. Josh Allen will make a bunch of plays and all that, but he needs some help there. I don't think those guys will come through when it matters most.
Ben, I find it interesting, tonight's game, if it couldn't be like you talk about Peyton Manning, now Peyton, the picture of this game, it's an NFC or an AFC North game. I know you look at the paper and you're like, Russell Wilson versus Jameis Winston's really going to get me intrigued in this game. But now they're obviously talking about lake drifting snow. It's going to be cold. It's Pittsburgh. It's Cleveland. It sounds like, the Gladiator movie that's coming out on Friday.
Yeah. I'm all about it. There are a few things more enjoyable than watching football in the snow when you're not actually in the snow. It is one of the great gifts of life when you can watch that. Now, you guys have told me, though, right? The rain is worse to sit in the snow, right? Isn't that what you guys have told me?
No doubt.
The rain, because everything's soaking wet. The snow, it's beautiful. Like I've never been to a football game in snow. I've actually been to a World Series game in the snow, which was awesome. And I sat out there and I got so sick after that. I was in Cleveland. The old Cleveland Indians were in the World Series, and it snowed during one of the games in the World Series. It was amazing. But I'd love to be in a press box, a heated press box, watching a game in the snow would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch that. But as you guys are going to watch, because we're football people, right? That's what we do. We watch. I mean, and that'll be another added perk to see the snow and the players freezing and the fans with their shirts off acting like wackadoodles and the whole thing.
Well, I think this is also one of those games, too, where this morning we're talking about Pittsburgh being one of those teams that may be in contention. They go out and they fall on their face to the Browns on a short week. Everybody will say Pittsburgh is now done. They're not a team that can win a championship. Where do you factor in Pittsburgh into this whole AFC playoff picture?
So, first of all, I picked the Steelers tonight for television purposes, but I don't particularly trust Mike Tomlin. Historically, coming off a big win, going on the road as a favorite, it has not gone particularly well for Mike Tomlin. But yeah, to me, the Steelers are right where they have been the last couple of years. They're a team that'll win 9 or 10 games right around that area during the regular season, and then it's not sustainable in the playoffs. Like, they have a good defensive team, but at some point you're going to need Russell Wilson to make a bunch of plays. Now, they were able to win against the Ravens in the regular season last week, and Russell, he had a terrible interception in the end zone, a turnover in the end zone and whatnot last week. But I much like Buffalo, I don't trust the Steelers offense, so I look at them in the playoffs. I'm like, it's a good story, but the first good opponent, maybe they get through if they don't win the division. They're the wild card team. They win a game on wild card weekend, but down the line, once they play the better teams, they just don't match up. They just no matter what kind of nonsense Mike Tomlin throws out, what kind of pixie dust he throws out, they just don't have the playmakers.
Ben, when you look at the division moving forward, I mean, it's weird to think about it that we're almost 6-7 weeks from January for being the playoffs type of football. You look at the NFC side, I think that one's kind of wide open when it comes to certain teams. I think the West is a mess. There's a couple teams that could emerge from that. Obviously, out there, your Rams look like they're back to being that great team. But in the AFC, it seems like there's only one spot available. And to me, it's between Miami, Denver, maybe Indianapolis, and maybe somehow the Bengals are on life support. Is there any reason why you wouldn't take Cincinnati, or is there a team that you already have in mind that you think will make it into that 7th spot?
Well, I saw Cincinnati shoot themselves in the foot. They did the old Plaxico Burress thing against the Chargers, where they came all the way back and then they missed 2 field. It's just not their year in Cincinnati. And Denver, who I saw when I was with you guys at the Chiefs game, I was impressed with their defense. I thought they looked pretty good, and they followed it up last week. I am drinking the orange crush. I'm not supposed to say that here on Kansas City radio, but the Broncos look legit. They look like a playoff team. They look like a wild card team to me. And I haven't looked at the strength of schedule and all that, but of those teams, Miami's got issues. They all have issues. That's why they're at the bottom of the AFC. But right now, if you gave me funny money to bet on, I would bet on the Broncos, who play the Raiders this weekend. That should be a win, and they'll stack up some more wins. The defense is playing well. Bo Nix has actually looked halfway decent, so I'm riding with the Broncos to get in that playoff spot at the very end.
Talking with Ben Maller here on 96.5 The Fan. The other side of the things are we've got ourselves two glorious disasters taking place right now. We've got whatever the Jets thing is right now, and then we have the Dallas Cowboys. Which one is more schadenfreude to you? Which one also is more of a disaster?
Well, the answer to both those questions is the Cowboys. It's both. It's a disaster because Jerry Jones has paid everyone, and these guys have never played well in big games. They're all, Dak Prescott, he's going to start to get a little bit older now, and guys that get older, other than Tom Brady, typically fall off a little bit as they go through the aging process. So you've got that. CeeDee Lamb, who they pay. I mean, they paid all these guys without them earning the money in big games. I know that's the way of the NFL. Now they have Micah Parsons coming up. You're going to have to fire Mike McCarthy. I mean, the whole thing is just a hot mess. So if you want to do a Schadenfreude dance, it's the Cowboys. Now the Jets and the Giants, but I mean both all the New Jersey teams, the Jets and the Giants, like they're equal. They're like hold my beer. They're going back and forth with ridiculousness, and now they bench Daniel Jones. You want to make a bet the union tries to change that? This has happened now a couple years where, remember Derek Carr with the Raiders, they shut him down at the end because they were worried he was going to get hurt. They're going to try to change that. I don't know what they can do, though, because it's all based on the language in the contract. But that Daniel Jones being benched, the thing about that blows me away is people who are like, he got a raw deal. How many years is the guy supposed to start? He can't play. Like, what are we supposed to wait for? The guy stinks. Like, and there people are upset saying he got a raw deal. How did he get a raw deal? Where else can you work on a job where you're bad at and get a second contract? I don't know. There's only one place. That's the NFL. It's like cartoon land.
Do you think this is a blowout game? Because I think there's like a bunch of fans that are in three different sorts of parts of the room. There's the one that's like, I don't want to see any of my starters play. This is an exhibition game, week 3. Get Carson Wentz in there. Get Isaiah Pacheco back to feeling great. There's other people that are like, I just want to see this team blow them out 42-10. I'm in that category. And then there's other people that are like, I know what my team is, kind of martyrish, where they're like, they're going to win 27-16 and get out of Carolina, not show anything crazy, and be 10-1.
Yeah, so I'm on the latter part of that. I think the Chiefs are they play down to their opponent, right? And they play up to their opponent too. So I would. I'm betting on the game because of the TV thing. So I do think that Carolina, who's played a little bit better over the last month, they're still not good. And Bryce Young is dreadful at quarterback. And I mean, they don't have a good quarterback, whether he gets injured or whatever, and he gets out of the game. So I do think that Carolina will hang around and the Chiefs will win. And they'll win by 27-17, and Carolina will cover the point spread and all that. And it'll be a workmanlike effort. The Chiefs will get the win. They won't really impress anybody, but they'll win, and then on to the next. So that's the way in my crystal ball, which is never wrong, Dusty. I'm never wrong about these things. That's how I see the game playing out.
Ben, we appreciate the time as always. Enjoy watching Deion take on Kansas this week, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Recording finished.
There it is.
That's my voice now. Yes. Thanks to Ben Mallor once again for joining us there here on Fescoe and Dusty. By the way, from the 913, there is a leather couch on 435 South in front of Worlds of Fun.
Nice. That's a nice Christmas gift. Go get it.
So, Dr. Mac, if you need a couch for when you get out of Mom's,
right?
You got a leather one waiting for you.
Are you getting out of Mom's house? Do we know that for a fact?
I would stay there as long as you can.
Yeah, why pay rent, brother?
Yeah, hey, couple more months.
Yeah.
Couple more months.
Why pay rent, you know?
Saving up money. Yep.
And definitely don't do it in a couple months because then you're moving in the middle of winter.
Yeah, what do you do?
That's when I'm doing it.
Spring fling.
Yeah, you got to wait till the spring. You got to wait till it's a little warm out there. Yeah,
wait till you spring forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with Dusty on that one. Do not be moving in February.
Plus, you got no friends out here, man.
Well,
yeah,
friends.
Oh yeah, you grew up here.
Friends.
I was thinking you grew up in Tennessee.
You're also an adult though, so hire a moving company because pizza and beer doesn't cut it anymore, man.
Moving companies are expensive.
I understand. It's part of the deal, right? You got to move your stuff from Tennessee, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then the moral of the story is then you should, whenever she's leaving Tennessee, you want them to take your stuff from Tennessee right to your new place. You don't want to deal with storage and your mom's basement, all
right
that
to
kind
the
of
front
stuff.
step.
Yeah, so I get that. Yeah, so February.
Okay.
I think there's a place called College Hunks Moving Some Junk.
Yeah, you could do that. Those guys get after it.
Cowboys' butts drive me nuts. That's a bumper sticker from Joe Dirt. Man, that's funny that you said Deion in Kansas. I can't believe that's a game that we're getting excited for. I mean, I'm excited for it. People coming over 2:00 on Saturday.
I got Ohio State, Indiana that I'm excited for.
So real quickly, are you angry that game's at 11:00?
No, not at all. I'm an early.
J.J. Watt's pissed.
J.J. Watt is complaining about that.
Yeah,
the rest of Ohio State's complaining about that kind of stuff. I think 11 a.m. games are the best. You get up early. You do a breakfast tailgate. Yeah, you're getting up early, right? You do a little bit of a breakfast tailgate. Yeah, that's sleeping in for us, right? But I understand, the tailgate's a big deal. So you start tailgating 7 o'clock in the morning. You go into the game, and then it's over by 2:30. You got all of Saturday to do whatever you want.
Are those the same
people
people that are bitching about a noon game or the NFL?
Are people complaining about? Because I think in Kansas City we're pining for it for noon
not that
games.
big of a difference, right? Like it's not that much of a difference from a noon game to an 11 o'clock college game. Like what is that? An hour of tailgating earlier?
Yeah.
Like, what a better excuse to start early on a Saturday.
Like I just don't you know what the complaint times are, and K-State complained about this. You start these games at 9 o'clock at night.
That sucks.
That sucks. Like that. I mean, you're
like
passed out by then.
And that's the whole thing that people are upset about college football, because you have like teams in the Big 12 that play like their home is Manhattan, but
Right.
when they go play, Colorado or USC, or not USC, but like BYU, those teams on the West Coast are in Mountain Time. It's like you're 2 hours behind.
Yeah,
so like their 7 is your 9.
Right.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. I will say
Here's
this.
some more money.
Here's my answer to that. To them, tough. I'm talking about from a fan perspective, right? Do you want to go to a game that starts at 9 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock? No,
If it's
nobody.
a Saturday and I'm zooted starting at like 4:30 and I could like spend my whole day relaxing, probably. If I'm a college student, doesn't
If
matter.
you're a college student, yeah, it really doesn't matter. But for these teams that are complaining about it, tough.
Speaking of complaints, we're all like merited to complaint when things aren't great.
Oh God, yeah.
So New York quarterback's having a rough week, right? Littlefinger, obviously,
Right.
everybody that he brought in is now fired,
right?
Except him.
Except him.
And then Andy Kaufman in the Giants organization. Not only has he been demoted, but he's been demoted 3 times in 1 week.
Yeah, he's now quarterback 4.
That's insane, right?
That's nuts.
That's just like, oh, okay. Like,
did you see the practice video of him yesterday?
No, I saw.
Was that sad?
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, he's just like standing there not paying
Yeah.
attention. Who could blame
Why
him?
would
You know?
you?
Why would you?
Yeah.
Right?
I'd be just
checked out.
I'd just be getting paid.
Yeah.
And somehow magically break my ankle, so they have to pay me.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I fell down the stairs of the
Exactly.
practice
Yep.
facility.
I'd get hurt the way that Harrison Butker got hurt, just like nobody knows how.
Right.
Just like, well, I guess he planted hard on his left knee.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. I was just doing the drill, coach, and I fell.
I fell. Yeah. Oh, my back.
Man, that means he's not going to pass that physical. So we have to pay him.
Yep.
Like, and
Or
then
when he
Diego-
takes the physical, like they hit your knee with that hammer, don't move your leg or something, or move the other one, or.
But has there ever been an athlete? And I think that the Giants are finally like, oh, thank God. I don't care if it's DeVito or if it's Locke or if it's whoever.
Yeah.
It's not Daniel Jones. I'm happy.
Right.
I think eventually the Jets organization will be like, Littlefinger is gone.
Right.
I'm glad he's gone. Is there an athlete in Kansas City that you guys have had that sort of feeling with?
Yeah, there's been a lot. But honestly, like for me, Mondi was one of those guys, because I really felt Mondi was holding the franchise
False
back,
hope, dude.
right? Like people kept falling in love with what could have been instead of recognizing what is.
That's because he kept showing us those glimpses of like
he had
power,
great
speed,
glimpses.
and
It was
everything.
unbelievable. But
and it was
eventually,
gone.
then he took that cough medicine and it was over, right?
right.
So Mondi, it was one that I was ready to be done with. Vargy, never cared for the guy. I thought he was kind of douchey, so I was glad when he left. Kendrick Lewis got burned in that Indianapolis Colts game, and I waited for that guy for hours to interview him, and the PR staff moved his Louis Vuitton luggage out of the locker room, and he never showed back up and never answered for blowing that 28-point lead. And then for whatever reason, and I don't know why I had this like hatred, if you will, Steven Nelson, when he was playing here, I was ready for him to be moved on. And I think what did it for me is when he did move on, like he was selling all his merch and claiming how good he was here in Kansas City. I'm like, who the hell are you again? So I was ready for that cat to move on.
Yeah, he sucked.
Yeah. What about you, Mac? Who'd you have?
Philip Gaines.
Okay.
Which I think most Kansas City Chiefs
He
fans
had a
would
little
probably
groin.
agree with
That was Jaleel Brown that had a little groin, wasn't it? Yeah.
Sky Moore currently.
Yeah.
And then DeAnthony Thomas would be another.
DeAnthony Thomas.
I know.
Why?
I'm in the minority on that. I think because I
He was like the first version of Kadarius Toney.
He was like the
he
Tyreek Hill that was never Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And I just had a lot of
Him
expectations.
and Run DMC were like in the same category.
Him and,
Great practice players, great great zero pad shorts guys.
Right,
exactly.
You ought
Right.
to see the speed this guy has.
Yep.
Let's put pads on him. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, who was the kid who returned the punt against San Diego in the opener of the new Arrowhead in 2010 in the rain?
Yeah, that was.
I
think
that was what's his face? Run DMC, Dexter McCluster.
Dexter McCluster. I couldn't think of his name. I'm like, what?
Sean Smith talked about
Yeah,
it.
Dexter McCluster. He if he just gets into space, there's no space, folks, in the NFL. That guy on 3rd and 2 would want to run 1 yard route and get mauled and stopped.
Yes.
And then DeAnthony Thomas was a little bit of an upgrade from him, and then we saw Tyreek Hill.
He was so
I guess.
good at Oregon. Oregon, though, man.
He really was.
So good at Oregon.
Yeah, but that's the difference between college and the pros, man.
Ask Reggie Bush about the pros.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mr. Untouchable in college, got to the pros, got lawn chaired in his first game.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that game. New Orleans versus Philadelphia. Outside pass in the flat. Boom.
Welcome
Reggie
to the
Bush.
league.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, good
Then
afternoon.
Would go out on top because he would sue the NFL and win and then get his Heisman Trophy back.
Yep.
So don't ever quit, kids.
Yeah. And then you could be in Wendy's commercials.
Dude, I take a
love
free
it,
promotion
yeah.
biggie bag.
Hell yeah.
My two are William Barty.
Oh, wow.
God, that man pissed me off so much as a cornerback for the Chiefs. And then Daryl May.
Daryl May's a good one, yeah. Daryl May, but that's such a, like...
I don't hear my dad cuss very often. Daryl effing May was the same as Bucky effing Dent.
Yeah, right.
For like Boston fans.
Was Daryl May part of that 03 team that, you know...
Probably. He sucked. He gave up like 29 home runs one year.
Yeah.
Like, it's just terrible.
Oh, he was awful, yeah.
Oh, Daryl May.
Daryl May was another good one.
Yes, he was part of that team.
He was part of that
Yes, he
03
was,
team?
yeah.
Yeah, so he was
it's
good for that
terrible.
year, but after that, it was like...
God.
Same
And
as
then-
also Daryl. Like, I mean,
then his poor
sorry
ass-
for people named Daryl, but like I hear that name and I'm always like,
And then his poor ass got shipped to Colorado.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. It was not good,
Oh.
as you could imagine. What about Steve Francis? You remember that guy that came from Colorado
Yeah.
and then pitched for the Royals? It's like, what are we doing?
No,
with
it was
this
Jeff
guy?
Francis.
Jeff Francis.
Jeff Francis,
He looked
yeah.
like he was a vampire. Coming up on the other side, we get into Smash or Pass on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Rolling into the holiday season, and that means travel season as well. If you're headed out for the Thanksgiving holiday or for the Christmas break, hey, you're going to need a place to park at the airport, and Park and Go is for you because these guys are awesome. Once you use Park and Go, you'll love it. I promise you're going to love Park and Go. From the ease of making a reservation at bookparkandgo.com to the ease of prepaying and saving money, and then to the ease of getting to the terminal. You'll show up on the day of your flight, give them your reservation number, and they'll point you to that spot that has been reserved for you. And it's all covered parking at Park and Go, so you don't have to worry about your car getting snowed on or iced on while you're out of town. And as soon as you pull in that spot, the van meets you and takes you right to the airport terminal. You're there in no time at all. And when you get back, this is why I love Park and Go the most, because they're there waiting for you. You grab your bags, you walk outside, you jump on the bus, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. And when you get back to that car, you don't have to worry about cleaning the snow and ice because it is covered parking. So do what we did and join their frequent parker program, earn points towards free parking, and reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
The most incredible sale of the year is on right now at Diamonds Direct. Save an extra 20% store-wide. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, and designer jewelry. It's our biggest store-wide sale of the year. This weekend only, shop never-before-seen pieces, plus designers' appearances in the store. Save an extra 20% on Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off this Friday through Sunday. For the best selection, quality, and price, shop direct. Diamonds Direct. For details, visit diamondsdirect.com.
Men, we hear it all the time. A man comes in to get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship is renewed. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't just affect you, it also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted, they may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Heartland Men's Health, we've successfully treated thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates well over 90%, which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You could even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Lincoln Park. From Zero World Tour 2025. You ready? Live in Kansas City. T-Mobile Center, August 31st. With special guest Gene Dawson. Get tickets Thursday, November 21st at noon at livenation.com. For more, visit lincolnpark.com.
Papa Roach.
This is my last resort. That's what she said. I don't hate.
With
Rise Against. Celebrating 25 years. Rise of the Roach Tour. Rockin' T-Mobile Center, April 9th. With special guest, Under Oath. On sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Papa Roach and Rise Against together on one epic night.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Shop Dell Technologies' Black Friday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Black Friday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Introducing TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot, so let's get to decorating. Find your perfect tree in our huge assortment of shapes, sizes, and styles. Like the easy-to-assemble Jackson Noble Fir, with pre-lit branches perfect for styling with all your favorite ornaments. Or the Flock Starry Light Fraser Fir, with over 1,900 pre-lit memory wire branches that keep their shape so it's ready right out of the box. Ooh. Find the perfect tree now at the Home Depot.
Introducing TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 70 westbound starting to slow around Little Blue Parkway. They are off again on again slow out past 40 Highway. Heading through the Grandview Triangle, 470 westbound slows, and then 435 westbound is sluggish to the state line. 71 northbound a little slow from Bannister up towards Gregory. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving back in here on 96.5 The Fan, the rabbit hole of baseball reference will get you.
Oh, it's the best, man. If you're
we're just going to the 03 and 04 Royals teams.
It's down memory lane for me a little
bit.
Ryan Buckvich, man. He was supposed to be a good closer. Come out of the bullpen and shove.
Jimmy Gobble.
Oh, yeah. High hopes.
Speaking of Jimmy Gobble, it is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we always do smash or pass this time of year, or this time of the day on Thursday.
Smash.
And I was showing you guys a picture the other day of a smash or pass item. We've got a few here.
Mm-hmm.
And they were strawberry cheesecake deviled eggs. When I said it out loud and then showed you the picture, you guys were like, absolutely not, pass. But they were strawberries that were cored out with a sweet cream cheese filling and then like the strawberry dust on top.
Yeah, and you can see on
smashing.
The stream, I'm smiling because the way you're describing that, I'm like, oh, get in my belly, baby.
Good. Like if we won't have a show next week,
right,
on Thursday,
right,
so
or Friday,
So I figured we'd go through smash or passes of Thanksgiving food today.
Yeah, absolutely,
right?
man. My favorite time of the year is talking to Dane and right before Thanksgiving and getting the plate layout. You know, he's the best.
Full of sides. He says you got to put two hands underneath it because it'll taco and fold.
Why is he using a paper plate, though?
A lot of people do on Thanksgiving.
Do they just because they don't want to deal with the dishes?
Yeah, they don't want to do the dishes. We have a ton of people over. Right. Like I think every year we have the thick, the oval cardboard ones that like the thick rim.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm not and this is where I'll get crushed on the text line, but I don't care. I hate paper plates. I hate everything about them. But I think it merits it on Thanksgiving.
Wow. See, I'm kind of the other way around. Like, if I have my choice and the stack is there, I'll just grab one and use it for a sandwich or something like that. But on Thanksgiving, let's use the real plates.
I eat a lot of sandwiches and napkins.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll get like a little napkin, square out, put chips on it, put the sandwich on it, and like eat it by the sink. I'm a weird eater though.
Yeah.
Like I eat fast.
I do too.
Then I'm on to the next thing.
Yeah, it's on to the next. Yeah. That's why we were fat, Dusty.
That's right. Because we just ate fast a lot.
My grandmother, my whole life, take a breath.
Yeah. No, my mom would always do this. No one's going to steal it from you. I'm like, I don't know. You seen Grandpa's face?
Yeah, he's ready to dive in.
Damn drooling over there.
I will tell you the trick to eating smaller portions, though. Use kid-sized plates. We still have them at the house from when they were little. It's the perfect portion size.
Okay.
Or just use smaller scoops.
Well, see, that's the problem, though. I can't.
I didn't get any chicken in that one. I got to add a little more. Okay, so stuffing/dressing, smash or pass?
Yeah, stuffing. My mother makes the best stuffing you'll ever have. No, it's homemade, and we'll make it for Thanksgiving, and the kids love making it. It's the best thing. You only eat it once a year because I think I put like 4 sticks of butter in. Like Thanksgiving for me is like, I don't care about butter and cream. It's all going in on Thanksgiving.
You know what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
Like if you go to Worlds of Fun in July, you better be on some sort of gummy bear because you know it is. It's hot. There's kids everywhere. You're going to be cranky.
Everybody stinks.
So do you.
Right.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Man, I love stovetop stuffing, though. I don't care. Like, I will eat stovetop till I die. Like this lady that we had at the Friendsgiving party this last week, she was like, man, I'm sorry, it's stovetop. And we're all like, so? She's like, you don't care? You're not going to judge? I'm like, absolutely not. I grew up on stovetop.
Yeah,
we have it once a week in the wintertime. It's like 89 cents a box. It's just water and butter.
But see, we never eat stuffing except for Thanksgiving. Except for Thanksgiving. And the way we make it, my mother puts sausage in it and fresh bread. It's so good. It is so delicious.
I think that's my favorite side.
Stuffing?
Really?
Yeah,
so.
Me too.
Yeah.
Green bean casserole, smash or pass?
Smash. Second favorite side.
Yeah, smash that thing. Are you going to do the asparagus route this year?
Thought about it.
Asparagus is on sale at Hy-Vee right now, $2.98 a pound. I saw that the other day. Got some asparagus, brother. Yeah, let me tell you.
And all you need really is just, I don't know, just a little can of cream of mushroom soup, those onion straws.
Those onion straws are a great salad topper, too, in the summer.
What happened to all the onion straws and, like, my fat ass in the corners eating, like, popcorn? Dusty ate it all. Get out of the straws! Looks like you can just eat nonstop. Deviled eggs, smash or pass?
Smashing deviled eggs, man.
Yeah, smash.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, we're on a roll here.
Do you like potato sticks, by the way? You mentioned those onion things.
Yes,
and the
like
potato sticks.
The can of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Pour them in.
Anything crunchy and salty, I'm going to crush.
Yeah.
What about sweet potatoes with like the marshmallows on top?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the marshmallows, but I love sweet potatoes. Yeah. I'll eat it.
Yeah,
I will
love
eat
it.
Yeah.
You can hear Mac's passion in his voice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my future mother-in-law makes a mean sweet potato. Yes, absolutely. Smash.
Turkey.
From Smokehouse, yes.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, we're getting them next Wednesday. I just talked to Josh today, who runs Smokehouse, great family. And I told you guys we're going up Wednesday after the show. Be there about 11 o'clock in Zona Rosa. If anybody wants to come by Mac a cocktail, feel free to do so. We're going to have some lunch, and then we're going to get our turkeys. And, oh, man, I like the turkey is always kind of the ancillary thing, but once you get the Smokehouse turkey and it's actually cooked the right way, it's wonderful. But nobody can ever make a turkey the right way
I feel like we got duped on the turkey from Popeyes at my Friendsgiving.
Oh.
It wasn't fried.
What? Whoa.
Breaking news.
Back up.
Whoa. Yeah. Dude, breaking news. I was a little goofy, but I'll say this.
How did Popeyes cook it then?
Cajun rub.
Whoa.
I was duped.
But
and I told my buddy
that or like...
So my buddy that got it, he goes, yeah, I got to pick up these turkeys on Thursday. I got to let them thaw out, and then we have the thing on Saturday. And I was like, okay, cool. And he goes,
wait, you got to buy them on Thursday.
That's why you had to pick it up because you have to let it sit out for like 3 days. Like not sit out like outside, like put it in your fridge.
Popeyes.
That's right. So that was like the first red. That was like the first like red flag, or like a brown flag, where I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. And then he gets there and he starts cutting it up, and I'm looking over. I'm like, that's not fried, and I forget that I don't have an inner monologue. And he's like, what's that? And I was like, it's not fried. He goes, yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, that's what I thought the whole narrative was. That it was a fried Cajun turkey.
Popeyes is a fried chicken restaurant.
It was still good. Like, I'm not going to, if it was a fish, I wouldn't throw it back. But, like, I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't fried.
Well, there's nothing worse than going in with your mind made up that you're getting something and then you've prepared all week or whatever, and then they show it to you like, that's not what I ordered, or, or maybe it was. I don't know. I was drinking. But, that's wow. I'm stunned.
That's what stunned. I didn't want to be like bougie, like, oh my God, it's not fried. What the F?
But it's Popeyes.
And I was like, that's what I thought, dude. I was like, okay.
That would be like going to McDonald's and the ice cream machine working.
Or like going to Chick-fil-A and you're like, yeah, I'll do a chicken sandwich. Do you want the deluxe or the regular? The regular, and you open the box and it's grilled. What the hell is this? I want the bad stuff. I was like, whatever. All right.
Wow.
Then I looked up November foods. And I don't know if there's a smash on this list. Number 1 November food that people tend to eat in the month of November, parsnips.
No. Nobody wants that.
Don't even know if I've had a parsnip.
It's like a...
like I've heard of it.
Isn't it like a cucumber?
No, it's like a...
It's a roasted
It's in the
sweet
carrot family.
Yeah,
like,
it's a root
vegetable, yeah.
Hitting their sweet stride in November, Time magazine explains, after the first frosts,
yeah, no thanks.
their starches begin to turn to sugar. Yeah, no, give me the bad stuff.
Sounds like
It's
you're going to eat
Thanksgiving.
Jardians after those.
Who the hell ate all those sack lunches? Number 2, Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels
Yes.
sprouts.
Big fan.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts are great,
You
man.
eat Brussels sprouts with your loved one and you don't open a window at night.
Do you make them with bacon?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I cut the bacon up with shears.
Yeah, you got to shear it up. Yeah,
Why was
before
I-
you cook it.
Why was I inundated as a child that Brussels sprouts suck?
Because our parents grew up in the 50s and 60s when they ate liver and onions and nobody knew how to cook, and they would just boil Brussels sprouts and give them to people.
And they went to Worlds of Fun where everybody stinks.
I mean, that's what it is. Our parents were raised with bland cooking, and nobody knew what bacon grease was. Or I don't know, but you're right. If you slice Brussels sprouts up, like ribbon cut them, fry them in bacon grease with bacon and butter and onions, and brother, we're making Brussels sprouts. I'll tell you what, let's do this.
Do you what? Number 3 food item in November, cabbage. No. I mean, I love cabbage any sort of way. You're just doing a lot of farting in November, apparently, with all these
what are we
foods.
doing with all this
cabbage,
stuff?
Brussels sprouts, carrots, number 4.
Yeah, if you do a nice roasted glazed carrot with honey.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just gives you all these ideas of what you can do with carrot. Leeks.
Yeah, I'm out on the leek department, man. There's too much sand in those things. You got to really clean them out.
Kale.
I love kale. Do you know what they call kale in Italy?
Trash.
Rockets.
Oh.
Rockets?
Yeah, it's called rockets.
Whoa,
Look it
that's
up.
cool.
It's weird.
Did Elon come up with kale?
No.
pass
Number
on kale.
7, onions.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
you
guess you
use
use
them
it a
in-
lot.
yeah.
Broth, gravy, all that sort of stuff. As that rounds out the list of items to go. And then I saw one, Bob. I don't know if you like it or not. There's a picture of it on a rundown. It is a Caesar salad pizza, 1,000% smashing. It has a dressing as the base, some romaine, chunks of chicken, and croutons on a piece of slice of, and it looks amazing.
It looks really good. I'm not a warm lettuce guy, though.
I don't know if it's warm, though.
Okay.
Maybe it's cold.
All right.
I just feel like after 3
Is
bites,
that
I'd be so rich. I'd be
cold
like,
pizza, or do you eat that warm?
I hope it's cold. I hope the chicken's cold, too. But that is this edition of Smash or Pass.
Smash.
I can't believe the Popeye's chicken wasn't fried. Deion Sanders continues to be brought up in the news, and also a college bowl idea that we have here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
The best part about talking about all those foods is you can bring them to Foaling, because you can cater your own event at Foaling with whatever you want. You got leftovers from Thanksgiving? Bring it to Foaling the next day and fool around and find out how much fun Foaling really is, because it is fun for everybody. It is fun for kids. It is fun for adults. It is fun for a date night. It's fun for a work party. It's fun for a birthday party. If you're looking for something fun to do, then Foaling is for you, because it is football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. And like I said, bring your food, because you can cater your own events at Foaling. You're having a party, bring your pizzas in, bring your barbecue in, bring your leftovers from Thanksgiving. It doesn't matter. Foaling will let you do what you want when it comes to the food. And they're world-class bar, man. They're mixing up all kinds of great cocktails over at Foaling. So Foaling is essentially bowling with a football. If you haven't been there yet, at 435 and State Line, great spot to go during the wintertime when the kids are off school. You're looking for something to do. You got family in town. Go fool around and see how much fun it is. You set up the bowling pins. You throw the football at them. You knock them down. First one to knock them all down wins. And it is great, like I said, for all ages. Everybody will have fun at Foaling. You can reserve a lane at foalingkc.com. That's foalingkc.com, and get your foal on.
When it comes to beef, nothing tops world-class, highly marbled Wagyu. Booth Creek Wagyu's Overland Park Meat Market is ready to elevate your beef. Their farm-to-fork commitment brings this intensely rich and flavorful beef from the tall grass prairies north of Manhattan, Kansas, directly to your table. Stop into the store to see what our customers are calling the jewelry store of beef and taste the difference. Our in-store experts are sampling freshly seared Wagyu 7 days a week. Located in the shops at Deer Creek Woods at 135th and Metcalf.
As you've likely figured out, I can get pretty fired up. Whether it's lab diamond ripoffs, bogus sells and financing offers, or paint-by-number jewelry sold as custom, I'm pretty passionate about protecting my client family from predatory jewelers. This is Gene at House of Diamonds, and when I say client family, I really do mean family. At House of Diamonds, we have clients who have watched our kids grow from diapers to dormitories. My family and I are personally in the store every day. We go to school and church here. Our kids play sports here. We look our clients in the eye, not in their bank accounts. Our relationships are based on trust and respect, not ad gimmicks and false promises. No fake custom jewelry, no bogus sales and financing offers, and absolutely no lab diamond ripoffs. Everything at House of Diamonds is real. Me, my family, our team, our passion, and hopefully soon, you. House of Diamonds on the southeast corner of College and Quivira.
Only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500. Discount on eligible product only and reflected in quote. Restrictions apply. See Pro Desk for details. MVP's Pros Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms subject to change.
Are you playing Roofer Roulette? That's when you bet your roof and your home on the first random roofer to ring your doorbell. Why do that when JR & Company offers a free hail and wind report online at jrstormcheck.com?
Arvest Bank, believing in the power of serving others.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow Service. Missouri side 670 eastbound, pretty heavy from the state line over past 35 and into the downtown loop. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident, call Jay's Southland Tow Service 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all, so be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your new home for Chiefs football. KFNZ, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Hate it or love it, we're back here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. I thought it's interesting because I watch national sports radio shows to kind of see where their big points
Just
are.
think about what you said. I watch national radio shows.
Yeah. Because now, like, radio shows are all like we are. You can watch us on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, X, whatever, Facebook. But because, like, somebody brought up yesterday, like, man, you guys are really talking about this New York Jets story. It's like, it's the number one story in sports on a Wednesday.
Oh, there's no question.
And then someone's like, you know, you guys talk a lot of Deion Sanders. I'm like, Deion Sanders makes the needle move in college football.
Absolutely it does.
And obviously we had his audio yesterday, which I thought was interesting because we heard what he said according to the media when they asked about his name being around in the news.
You're mentioned for everything that comes up.
I
these
love
days,
this, man.
college, pro, whatever.
Yeah.
You is that just the
You
price
gonna
of
talk
winning?
like that with my AD in here? That's so disrespectful. You gonna talk about me going somewhere with my AD in here? Yeah, he mentioned us with a lot of other stuff before we start winning too, didn't they? Did that? That wasn't fair, was it? Price. That's the price of everything. Yeah.
Coach Brown,
I'm gonna keep going with that. I'm happy where. Hold on one second. I'm happy where I am, man. I'm good. I got a kickstand down. You know what a kickstand is? A lot of people don't in there not of age don't know what a kickstand is. I mean, I'm resting. I'm good. I'm excited. I'm enthusiastic about where I am. I love it here. I truly do. Next question.
Next question. You know what else a kickstand does? It goes up fast, and you can motor out of there. You
It
ever
also
been a kid
lets
on a
you-
bike with a kickstand? You flip that thing up, and you're gone.
It also lets you depart the bicycle.
That's right.
A lot of confusion after a couple of days of listening to that. I do think that you made a good point yesterday of Deion and how he's perfect for college.
Oh,
because
it's great.
Obviously, like the recruitment in Colorado is doing exactly what they want to do. I get so much hatred from my friends who are all Mizzou fans. And they're like, well, why are you a Colorado fan? I was like, well, first off, why are you a Mizzou fan? You didn't go to school at Mizzou. And that's always their thing to me. Like, you didn't get
that mad.
I'm like,
Oof.
I like Deion. I like this sort of Warren Sapp mohawk getting jacked on the sidelines when they're starting to close down in the game last week. Like, Warren Sapp is a national treasure. Deion Sanders is great for college football, makes it entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And I am worried, right, about the game on Saturday against Kansas at 2:30 at Arrowhead. But, like, I'm also worried kind of, like, if they don't get in the college football playoff.
Right.
Because, like, I feel like all those players that are stars, like Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter and his kid, Shiloh Sanders as well, maybe not a star yet, but obviously not as good as his brother or Travis Hunter. But, like, they're going to take the exit route. And I'm like, we're going to miss the final big part of the season with one of the biggest teams in college football.
Yeah, we are.
Entertaining-wise.
Right.
So don't jump on me in the text line saying, like, they're not even a top 5 school. I guarantee you this. I'd love to see Colorado and Indiana play. Back who wins that game?
I think it's Colorado.
I think Colorado.
Let me ask you this, though. In all honesty.
Who do you want to see in the college football playoffs?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch Boise State?
No. I want to watch
No
Deion.
honestly, do you want to watch Indiana?
No.
I'd rather watch Boise State
I
than
can't
Indiana.
name one player on Indiana's team, and they're the 5th-ranked team in the country.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, they got that. That Cinzetti's Pizza is the coach. That's all I know.
I've got
right?
to Google everybody on Indiana. Like the coach said, Google me, I win.
Yeah, right.
I don't got to Google Colorado.
Right.
Right?
But that's what I'm getting at. That's what sports is about. How do you appeal to the most people?
Yeah.
And whether you like Deion or you don't like Deion, you're watching Deion. You're paying attention because you're rooting against him or you're rooting for him.
And we talked about
Cinzetti's
that
Pizza,
yesterday.
I don't know anything about that guy, and he can tell me to Google him all the. That's the most compelling thing he's done. Deion, and I know all college coaches change lives for kids, but Deion's impact is right there. We're all watching this thing because he is such an impactful person. He's such a great guy. He's such a funny dude, and he's energetic, and he's just, I mean, like, that's the guy I want my kid to play for. If I had a son and he had the opportunity to play college football, and you said to me, Bob, who do you want your son to play for? Deion Sanders, because he's going to learn life lessons. He's going to get a dose of reality. They're not going to blow smoke, and you're going to get prepared to go up to that next level.
And not
and
only
play.
that, my kid's probably going to get a good chance of making some money.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to he's going to go and play. And so if they don't make the college football playoff, and you're looking like, okay, then we can watch Colorado in a bowl game. Odds are it's not going to be the same bowl game
Not
because
a
these
chance.
guys aren't going to play.
Especially when they're going 1-2.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where my kind of philosophy comes in. I think bowl games are now officially antiquated and they need to go away. I think they're just a money grab for a lot of guys in terrible blazers that walk around as presidents of the bowl committee. Those guys are making $300,000 to $500,000 a year to do
The
nothing.
Pop-Tart Bowl is fun. And this year they're going to have 3.
Three, great. But
Frosted
so what?
hot chocolate, mystery, and wildberry.
Yeah, like if we don't have the Pop-Tarts, though, like, are you really paying
Last year,
attention?
one committed suicide on the show, went into the toaster.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is morbid.
That was crazy.
All right, dude, cut to commercial, Frank.
Yeah. But in this day and age where we are with the NIL,
Yeah.
if you want to really push these bowl games up a hill like a boulder, and because guys are opting
No pun
out,
intended.
no pun intended, but if you want to move these games on, get people, because nobody goes to these bowl games anymore. There are tickets to be had all over the place. Not a lot of people are paying attention
Not unless
to
it's
them.
like the Big Four.
Yeah.
And
Like,
even those
I mean,
are,
are you going to
well-
the Weed Eater Bowl in Memphis on a Tuesday night in the rain?
I would go to the Pop-Tart Bowl if we went to like a certain pharmacy before.
Well, yeah.
To watch that sort of halftime show where
Right.
like Pop-Tarts are dancing. I don't know why that does it for me, but it's just hilarious.
Yeah, but you're not. You have not mentioned one thing about football,
Yeah, I know.
right? You
That's what
want to
I'm
see
saying.
a Pop-Tart dance?
Yes, sir.
Correct, right?
Right.
That because it's entertaining.
Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels, really quick.
Toaster strudel, I
Pop-Tart,
think.
I think.
Yeah.
I think so. You're right.
Yeah, toaster strudel.
Yeah.
It's a little
They just never
it's
gave you enough.
flaky.
They never
and
give you enough frosting.
They never do give you enough frosting.
There's
But I'm
always-
a frosting guy. I would eat a can of frosting if it was right
Oh,
here.
I'd suck that thing out the bag.
I mean, I love frosting. Give me the frosting. The frosting. How do people like my
I
kids?
take the edges off the Pop-Tart. That's how much I love the
Oh,
frosting.
I love frosting. Like, give me the cake, and they got the
You ever had the buttercream frosting from Costco where you just want to
God,
go around
yes.
the whole
Yeah,
cake?
you want to eat the whole cake.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a
Anyways.
frosting guy. So what
That
were
was
we
a
talking
quick
about?
sidetrack. Getting into the college
So,
bowl games
again,
and why it's about the stars, not not the atmosphere.
So if you want these guys to play in these games, like last year with Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't play, and you want to see these big name players play, they need to start paying appearance fees to have these players show up. Hey, I know Colorado, you didn't make the college football playoff, but you're going to the Weed Eater Bowl, and we got to have Shedeur, we've got to have Travis Hunter. We'll give you guys $1 million a piece in appearance fee to play in this game. I don't know. That's a good question, but it's $1 million
area.
It's $1 million right there, right?
But they make that in their sleep. Those two guys do at least.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I don't know, maybe Brock Bowers wasn't making that when he was at Georgia and he's sitting out the game, and it's like, well, because what was it? There was a kid a couple years ago for Michigan who blew his ACL as a tight end. Was it Butts? Was that his name?
There was a Butts from
and he
Michigan.
ripped his ACL, and I don't think we've seen him since.
Because Michigan plays like butt.
Okay. National champions last year. But, no,
That's living in the past.
No, I am with you, but the problem is that, like, when it comes to the money, it would be a gray area for certain athletes. Because, like, Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders are making a ton of NIL money.
Right.
So they don't need to be persuaded. But in your opinion, they do because they make the game better. Because, like, if the backup for Colorado is playing and Shedeur and Travis Hunter's not playing, I have no interest.
Right.
Because there is examples out there like Jake Butts, and there's example like Jamison Williams who blow their ACL and can't play the next year. Now, Jamison Williams was such a talented player that the Detroit was like, screw, we're still taking him the first round.
Right.
We'll take the first year. We'll take the gambling suspension. We'll take the gun suspension. We'll take this suspension. And
Is
we'll
that
still
guy
play.
ever
I mean, he looked like he was balling last week. That's all I know. When he plays, man, he's a baller. He just got to stay on the field. But I'm with you. Like, I think there should be some sort of, like, incentive to play. But I just don't think it's ever going to happen because it's showing you how powerful these kids are without knowing, I think, the full strength of how powerful they are. Because, like, back in the day before they were getting paid, you know, there's a guy that used to do radio here, and he was like, they should all just walk off the field at the start of the game and see what college football does.
And see what happens, And I think they should do that in the NCAA tournament now, too.
Be crazy,
right?
wouldn't it?
Like, all right, we're out, man. You guys are. But now we've got the NIL.
Could you imagine that song? The ball is tipped.
No, it wasn't.
And no one's here.
No one's playing, you know, like literally nobody there. But college athletes have had this power for so long, and now and I love it. Like every day, it makes me smile when I see a college athlete getting an NIL this or an NIL that, or getting paid for this or getting paid for that, because I love, you know, flipping the apple cart, you know, so to speak, and I love to see the old guards squirm and realize that they've been basically embezzling money for all these years in college athletics departments and paying themselves exorbitant salaries to do nothing, and all of these athletes were getting screwed this whole time. So every time an athlete gets paid, I smile, just like every time an angel gets its wings, you know, I smile. I do with these athletes. And so I think any way that we can pay these guys and compensate these guys more, let's do it. Our friend Kurt Nelson from the Royals Hall of Fame texted me yesterday about, we were talking about the conference playoff game going away, right? The championship games. He goes, that's never going to happen. He goes, but I do think we'll exactly. But we'll expand this field to 16, right? And the college football playoff will be expanded to 16, right? I think once we get to 16, we got to look at it from a realistic point of view. We don't need these bowl games anymore. They're stupid.
College football is a pharmaceutical doctor. They are giving you a low dose of medicine so that you get hooked to where it no longer works. So you have to come back and take another form of medicine, and it doesn't work, so come back and get a stronger dose to the point where you're like, see you next month, doc.
Right.
Hey, here's 4 teams, here's 6 teams, here's 8 teams, here's 12 teams. March Madness, man.
Right.
Look at March Madness.
And that's going to expand, and I think it should, because if it doesn't, they're not going to be able to preserve the tournament the way that it is. So I don't have a problem with that. But we don't need these bowl games anymore. They are antiquated. They don't do anything for anybody anymore. It's not that cool to go to a bowl game. Everybody makes them now. So I just think we need to expand this thing to 16, and then that's it. And if you didn't make the field to 16, see you next year.
That's right. And you can watch all those bowl games at your local Johnny's Tavern.
Yeah, absolutely, because this football season, the best place to watch the game is Johnny's. Now through December 15th at any Johnny's Tavern, scan the QR code to enter for a chance to win a tailgate prize pack and the grand prize of a hosted watch party with a $300 bar tab for you and your friends. Each location will have a winner, so don't miss out. Grab your friends, grab a Yingling, and get in on the action. Only at Johnny's Tavern in partnership with 96.5 The Fan, your home for football, fun, and Yingling, and you must be 21 or over to enter.
Coming up on the other side, a terrible Chiefs take that we all have, plus Nate Taylor, who gives great Chiefs takes. Now I want a Chiefs steak. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, if you're waking up this morning and you're thinking to yourself, man, I need to get this checked out, I need to get this looked at, stop asking questions, stop thinking about it, and go see my friends over at Heartland Men's Health. And I'm talking about erectile dysfunction because ED causes an emotional toll on relationships and impacts a man's confidence and self-esteem, which are the true tragedies of erectile dysfunction. This is why you need to get treated for your ED. But where you get treated is just as important as getting treated, because who you trust with your health care is absolutely critical. And that's why my friends at Heartland Men's Health are the folks to call, because their treatments work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. So schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Plus, they have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Kansas City is Sean Barber. You know there's nothing easier than to enjoy watching the Chiefs with some wings and an ice-cold Bud Light. And Buffalo Wild Wings is serving up both for every game, all season long. Join me at the Buffalo Wild Wings, North Avenue and 71 Highway in Belton, Friday, November 22nd. I'll be there from 6 to 8 p.m. celebrating the back-to-back Super Bowl champs while eating some wings and drinking $5 Bud Lights. Nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
For more, go to 965thefan.com. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Finding an attorney can be an overwhelming process. Fortunately, since 1996, Mark Ferguson has helped thousands of Kansas Cityans during their time of need. Whether you're facing a traffic violation or a more serious crime, Mark and his team of seasoned, compassionate professionals are here to fight for you in all of your legal matters. Mark has built his career on integrity, knowledge, and an incredible reputation. Call Mark Ferguson at 816-203-2263. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Neighbors getting new roofs due to hail damage this year? Then you're a likely candidate for a new roof, too. Century Roofing, voted best roofing company in Johnson County 3 years straight, is giving back this holiday season. For all roof repair and replacement contracts signed before the end of the year, Century Roofing will donate a portion of proceeds to benefit Operation Breakthrough, which helps KC kids in need. Visit CenturyRoofingKC.com for an inspection today. That's CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN Plus. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot, so let's get to decorating. Find your perfect tree in our huge assortment of shapes, sizes, and styles. Like the easy-to-assemble Jackson Noble Fir, with pre-lit branches perfect for styling with all your favorite ornaments. Or the Flock Starry Light Fraser Fir, with over 1,900 pre-lit memory wire branches that keep their shape so it's ready right out of the box. Ooh. Find the perfect tree now at the Home Depot.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN Plus. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit tglgolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Get deals all month during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, get an extra 10% off Whirlpool major appliances, like the new Maytag front-load laundry system with a Pet Pro filter that lifts and captures pet hair from clothes. Shop these deals in-store or online now, because Lowe's knows deals. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free Fix Finder service can help find the fix for free.
Get in zone.
This whole report for free?
That's right, printed and on your phone for free.
Get in zone.
But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 35 northbound, heavy approaching the merge of 69 highway. Stays slow up past 75th Street. Southbound side of 35 slows from 635 down past Shawnee Mission Parkway. Missouri side, 470 westbound, slow in the Grandview Triangle, and 435 westbound is staying sluggish to the state line. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back here at 96.5 The Fan, Bob Fescoe and Dusty Leggins, Mac Morey with you here on a wonderful Thursday afternoon. Before we get to Nate Taylor, I think it's fun to have these sort of conversations.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst Chiefs take you've ever had? Because we were talking about high stakes, cheesecake, cheese steaks. These are Chiefs takes. What's the worst Chiefs take you can honestly admit that you've had?
Well, it comes from a guy who was on Twitter yesterday complaining about the offense for the Chiefs is woefully slow, is the quote that this gentleman used.
Well, they averaged 23.6 points in the first half, 24.4 points in the second. 5 games.
Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah,
so
it's woefully
about
slow.
About of average?
Yeah, I think his name is Ben Fennell. I don't know. We were talking about Fennell earlier. It's tough to watch KC roll out Hopkins, Smith-Schuster, Watson at wide receiver. These dudes are running with ankle weights. They can't beat press. They don't threaten anyone. Running back position, not dynamic. 9-1. So thanks for your take there, Ben.
Is Dan Kilgore going to play?
Exactly. I mean, Ben Fennell, NFL on CBS producer. So too slow for his liking. I think I have probably two. There was a time where I advocated trading Travis Kelce because
tough. That's tough.
but the reason I advocated that is because I was told by somebody in the league everybody but Mahomes is available, and then they ended up trading Tyreek, right? Like, so you look at it, you're like, maybe everybody really was available at that time. And that was really before Travis took off to be who he was. It was right on that cusp of him, Andy getting his worn out
like
welcome.
Throwing the flag and all that
right
in
in that area.
Comment?
Yeah, right in that area of that. And so, clearly was wrong on that. The other one was I liked Matt Castle. I still like Matt Castle.
I think we all drank that Patriots Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
We found out Scott Pioli and Matt Castle were coming over here after they won 11-5 because of the Chiefs knocking out Tom Brady. We're like, we got the Patriot way, baby.
Right.
And boy, were we like everybody else that got the Patriot way and found out the hard way.
Yeah, but I still like Matt Castle a lot. And someday I would love to have him sit in this studio and open the door on everything that went on inside that organization when he was the quarterback, because it was children fighting in a sandbox back then. So that was my, I root for Castle.
Yeah, I'll shoot him a text tomorrow.
All right.
See if he'll come on the show. And see if he has any relation to White.
No.
Okay. Mine is this, and I will admit this, to be honest with you. When Mahomes was going to be the starter for the first year, I said on Bink at Night, when I filled in for Jay Binkley, and I probably was going to fill in again if they found this out a year later. I said Patrick Mahomes would be consistently inconsistent, or I wrote it wrong, but consistently inconsistent in year one as a starter.
I don't think that's a bad take.
Because I was like, he's going to show us, because all we had seen is the Atlanta game to Tyreek, the Denver game, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's all we had. And I was like, guys like this give me the vibe of like, one game, it might be 350, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The next game, you might see don't know, like 280 and 3 interceptions and 1 touchdown. And then the next week, you might see 4. Boy, was I wrong.
No,
I've never been happier to be wrong.
But that's not a terrible take, and I know from just having conversations over the years.
Turned out to be 50 and 5,000.
Yeah, right.
Though,
but their expectation for him in that first year, and I remember talking to people, was like, if we go 8-8, we'll be all right. Like that was kind of the expectation. They signed Sammy Watkins to give him a veteran presence at wide receiver, to give him somebody stable that he could throw the football to. So even inside that building and inside the league, people were looking at maybe 8-8. We'll see what we can build on. Oh, this is what we have. Like nobody truly knew what this guy was going to be about. Until probably that second game, Pittsburgh, then the San Francisco game here was week 3, and then it was, they hit the ground running after that.
Yeah, he went, 4 touchdowns week 1, 6 in week 2 against Pittsburgh.
And had 10 coming home in 2 weeks, and you're like, oh, my God.
For 1,000 yards.
Right. No, it was. You're right.
It's like he was everything but inconsistent. He was consistently amazing, and the rest is history.
The rest is history,
When people are like, man, we could just be back that day again. What, with Bob Sutton on the defensive coordinator?
He had to score. Like, Patrick Mahomes literally had to score 50 in order to give himself a chance to win a football game every single week.
Before we get to our guy, Mac, what was your worst Chiefs take of all time?
I thought Clyde Edwards-Helaire was going to be awesome for
we
this
all
team.
did, though,
yeah,
you know?
I thought Sky Moore was going to be good, even after the first year. I still had hope. So maybe those two recently come to mind for sure.
All right, let's do it.
He's the only man in history to win a race in a hot dog costume and break the news that Chris Jones is back with the Chiefs.
I'll get on that, Coach.
Yeah, all right.
Here's Nate Taylor from The Athletic.
That's right. Nate Taylor, presented by Mark Ferguson. We all make mistakes. Let Mark and his legal team make the best of them. 816-221-1750. That's right. We all make mistakes and have bad takes. Nate, you're a writer, so you're a lot smarter than us blowhards at talking to a microphone. What's probably your worst Chiefs take you've ever had?
I do love Mark's one about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, because I just remember thinking this is the newest version of Brian Westbrook. This is going to be pretty incredible. Man, in my 7 now going on 8 years covering the team, what is my worst sort of take or projection? Because I never say predictions, fellas. I say projection.
Mm-hmm. See, you're smart.
Because I try to be.
Shout out UCM.
I don't know. I think. I'm trying to think something that's not necessarily totally draft related.
Just answer the question like you should. I don't have bad takes or predictions. I get everything right, and we can move on. It's okay, man. You're great at what you do.
That is, thank you, Bob, but that is definitely not the case. Now,
he's like, my worst take is they're not going undefeated.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I did think Marquez Valdez-Scantling was going to be a lot better. I really believed that.
You're not alone.
He had 2 incredible Januaries, but he was very inconsistent. So a lot of people obviously point to Clyde based on where he was drafted. I remember thinking that in 2021, I'm trying to remember correctly, in 2021, that was going to be a pretty good draft class. Now, you can make the argument that it is, but at the same time, that was during COVID, and we weren't totally sure. It was very hard to project anybody in the draft that year, I felt. So yeah, I mean, there's times where obviously it happens, but I think Clyde and probably Mecole Hardman get the brunt of it, just because they're functional players, they're contributors, but they're not, first and second round picks.
Yeah, they're not dudes.
Correct.
Or as Dion would say, they're not leaders and dogs. They're just guys.
Nate, let's play a little revisionist history here for a second. If Tyreek Hill doesn't get in trouble off the field and they don't know what's going to happen to him, who do they take instead of Mecole Hardman that year?
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, that's the one everybody points to, right? It does suck. If you have to remember this too, I think they still might take a receiver. It just might be in the 3rd round instead of the 2nd round, just because Tyreek was going to come up on a contract. Now, in one of the more ridiculous ways I've ever seen, the off the field turbulent offseason kind of led to him, signing a below market deal to return to the Chiefs once he was once the league said, hey, we're not going to suspend you. We don't have enough evidence based on the allegations of that offseason. I do think they probably may have taken someone at the defensive line position, if not for the uncertainty at the time with, Tyreek Hill and the fact that, hey, McCole Hardman was a speedster. I do want to remind people, he's still very fast, but no one was going to replicate Tyreek's speed, I should say. But I would probably guess, based on what they've done recently, that they probably would have looked at someone as a defensive line position. But you have to remember, too, that because of the Breeland Speaks experiment, they went and traded for Frank Clark. So when you trade for someone, it's mostly because you were not in position to draft someone at that position, or the player you drafted at that position is not performing up to expectations to where you need to immediately kind of refill that role.
Nate, I don't know. We're talking to Nate Taylor, the Athletic, here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. Nate, I don't know if this is a cause of concern, but I did some numbers kind of quickly. In the first 5 games, the defense was allowing 17 points per game. Pretty good. The last 5 games, they've allowed 21.2. I know that's only 5 points, but come to think about it, in the NFL, that's a little bit of a drastic difference. What's been different with the defense the last 5 games as opposed to the first 5 games when they were playing all-world teams?
Yeah, it's a great point, and especially because the Chiefs are playing a lot of one-score games, those 5 points do really matter, Dusty. I get the sense that it's a couple things, but I just want to remind people, George Karlaftis has been fine. Tershawn Wharton had a very good start to the season. He's kind of tapered off. Obviously, there's no Charles Omenihu. He might play a handful of snaps against the Carolina Panthers, but again, we'll find out, in the next couple of days or so. Outside of Chris Jones, they cannot get consistent pressure with 4, and it's becoming a troubling trend, and it's one of the reasons why their sack numbers are not what they were from a year ago. So last year, whether it was the blitz or whether it was Chris Jones or George Karlaftis taking another step in his career, they were able to get consistent pressure, which is one of the reasons they were, arguably the best defense in the league last year based on the competition they had played. This time around, especially what we saw against the Buffalo Bills, Chris Jones is still excellent. He's still able to get in the backfield and still make the quarterback move up into the pocket, or get Josh Allen to say, hey, maybe I shouldn't hold on to the ball this long. The issue, though, is, they haven't really played Josh Uche, who they traded for. Hey, they haven't gotten great production from George Karlaftis. They cannot get pressure unless they blitz. And I just think the simplest way for Spagnuolo to sort of show something but not really show everything, i.e. spy, i.e. zone blitzes, was to just go cover 0 and give credit to Josh Allen. They got the protections right. He made the important throws at the right time. But that's the only time outside of Chris Jones having a handful of snaps where the defensive line, made it easier for the secondary. Instead, the secondary, I think, had a lot of the burden against the Buffalo Bills. And I think that's one of the reasons why all of a sudden you go from having a very good start to the season to now you're just okay, you're good. But, there's a reason why that 30-game streak of not giving up 30-point snaps, it's because they could not hit Josh Allen, let alone sack him. They have not had a sack from the defensive line in the last 2 weeks.
So
how
does that get better? Is it just bringing Charles Omenihu back? Is it scheming? How do we improve on that? Because the more you're talking about it, the more I'm going, oh, that's a little concerning right now. And I don't get concerned in the regular season, but that one right there, you're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. When you start playing legit worthy opponents who have 3 or 4 passing options, you got to start getting home with 4. So it's going to take somebody next to Chris Jones, right? We've seen it before, whether it was Chris Jones and Frank Clark, or Chris Jones and George Karlaftis, obviously, or Chris Jones and Charles Omenihu last postseason before he got hurt. I mean, I'd hate to put a lot of pressure on a guy coming back from an ACL, but you got any juice, Charles? Any juice. We'll take it, man. I do think it's time for Steve Spagnuolo to start experimenting because you're still stopping the run. You're still getting teams in like 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 9s, but you need to start playing Joshua Uche more. Obviously, Charles Omenihu will be back in the mix. That will take Felix. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's been nice, but the games are getting colder and they're getting more important. And look, Felix and DK Uzama is great on first down. He cannot be on the field on third down. He can't. Okay, so you can go to the NASCAR package where you have a Omenihu on the inside and you still have maybe Mike Dana or Josh Uche opposite of George Karlaftis. And every once in a while, throw in Leo Chenal because at least he's going to give you max effort. And he can sort of he is a freak athlete. So, I mean, just start experimenting, just trying to, the question that I think everyone should be thinking moving forward, the next time you play the Bills in January, right, is who are your top 4 pass rushers when Steve Spagnuolo doesn't blitz? And, guys, we only have 2 answers of the 4 players. It's Karlaftis, it's Chris Jones, and then it's a big no question mark on who the 3rd and the 4th guy is, and they need to find those answers between now and the postseason.
Nate, this game against Carolina, the Chiefs, I believe personally, are better at every position on the field, 11 on 11 on both sides. From what I see. I mean, I know there's some people who say, well, they have Juba Hubbard. Give me a break. I get it. He's had a good year, but let's be honest. I think I would still take Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt over him and Brooks, the rookie, who's getting his first start against the Chiefs this week. Hopefully that goes well. Probably won't. Chiefs do very well against the run. But I ask you this. Yep. Maybe I'm in the same mold as your kid. I want to see 48-7. I know deep down Dusty Likens knows that's not going to happen. And we had a conversation earlier where Bob was like, I don't care if they win 13-10 or 31-10, just win and move on. Carolina, non-Carolina. What does Nate Taylor want to see in this game?
Okay, here's the version that I want to see. I want to see some highlight-worthy plays. I want to see I wrote about this today in The Athletic, an actual deep ball completion from Patrick Mahomes to Xavier Worthy. You kind of need to figure that out, too, before the postseason. Yeah, I would like to see, a couple sacks from Chris Jones or George Karlaftis, or, again, somebody from the defensive line. Maybe it's Tershawn Wharton in a one-on-one situation. But let me tell you the reality, gentlemen. The reality is the Chiefs will do the simple things and ask their players to do the simple things to get out of Charlotte with a victory, which means there's probably going to be no pizzazz. There's probably going to be no deep shots. It's all going to be about, can you make the incremental improvements, and this is just step 1 before we get ready for the all-important games. And, the Chiefs don't have to necessarily show anything new on tape, to your point, Dusty. Like, the Panthers are the Panthers. They're rebuilding, okay? So
for 5 years now.
It's a nice way to put it, Nate. I would have said they just suck, but you went the nice route.
I did. I went the nice route. They are on a 2-game winning surprise. I mean, I know we make fun of this all the time, Bob, but the Panthers are coming off a bye week. They did beat the internet has informed me that they beat the New York Giants in Germany.
That's right.
You think I'm watching a snap of that thing?
No,
I'm not crunching through the film on this one.
Neither are the Giants because they still think Daniel Jones, the players, is a good quarterback. So clearly they didn't watch the film of that one either.
I'm not gonna grind the tape on this one.
Oh God, no! If you did, I'd call security or something and have you, wake up. What are you doing, man? You're Scheftering this thing. No need for that, Nate. None. Why is the sack number down though this year? Like, what do you attribute it to?
I attribute it to injuries to Mike Dana.
Yeah.
He's been dealing with the pec, the calf, the wrist. Obviously Charles Omenihu's in the mix because, he's coming off an ACL injury. George Karlaftis still plays just about every snap possible, but I think sometimes he gets a little the thing about the 4th and 2 run by Josh Allen is man, that is so out of character in terms of rush lane integrity from George Karlaftis. I was just stunned that I'm you're going for a sack when you should be trying to contain a guy because you're only protecting 2 yards. It's not like it's on third. It's not 4th and 10, man. Like he just tried to use a speed rush, and I just thought that, man, that's not the right time, and that seems so uncharacteristic of what Karlaftis is on a down-to-down basis. It doesn't help, too, that, like, Chris Jones has been this close, right? I mean, he absolutely destroyed the New Orleans Saints offensive line, but for whatever reason, he just couldn't get the sack. Same with last week, where there's 2 times in the first half, you could tell Josh Allen is, like, screaming inside because he's like, oh, my Lord, like, where did he come from? But because there's no one else generating pressure, it's not like Chris led right into the lap of, Mike Dana or Joshua Uche. They need to play Uche more. Like, you got to see what you traded for. It's been almost a month now. Like, he clearly knows the plays. Like, just cut him loose. So there's a number of factors. I just think teams are getting smart now about getting the ball out of their hands. And because you don't have someone like L'Jarius Sneed with Trent McDuffie, all of a sudden those easy throws are just more available now. Like, I think the Bills really looked at Najee Johnson and said, wow, he's on the field every play. Great. I can just throw the ball, no matter if it's a blitz, no matter if it's, deep zone coverage, no matter if Chris Jones is in my lap. I can just always check it down to his side of the field and hope that he or Chamari Connor miss a tackle. And guess what? That was the largest completion from Josh Allen in the second half, was a 22-yard pass where he literally checked the ball down to Khalil Shakur, and Khalil makes both Chamari Connor and Najee Johnson miss for, 25 yards after the catch when he caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage. So how can I get pressure on the quarterback consistently when the quarterback can just dump the ball off and know that he's going to get positive yards, because that player is not L'Jarius Sneed, and that player is not Trent McDuffie. So it's a combination of things the way that they always are, but somebody's got to get consistent pressure alongside Chris Jones, because it's easy to escape one guy. It's a lot more difficult to escape a pocket when there's 2 or 3 guys collapsing on you.
That beautiful sound and that lovely laugh is Nate Taylor of The Athletic. Nate, what do you got coming up this week on your website, The Athletic?
Yeah, well, I will be writing today about the pass rush, so hopefully I can find some answers. I've looked at some of the advanced statistics. They're bad, real bad, like real bad, like holy smokes, like real bad. And then everything else, we'll just see how soon can I get home from Charlotte. Like, thank God this is a noon 1 o'clock game. And, I might be asking Delta to hey, hold that flight just a little longer so I can get home sooner.
No doubt about it, Nate. Well, enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right, fellas. Thank you so much.
No doubt about it. Nate Taylor there, presented by Mark Ferguson. We all make mistakes. Let Mark and his legal team make the best of them. 816-221-1750. Coming on the other side, a question that started in the text thread that led to other questions of, is this wrong or is this right? 913-586-7965. Listen to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
All right, folks, the NBA is back, and it is fantastic. And with the NBA being back, FanDuel wants to help you watch it because they're America's #1 sports book, and they want you to catch all of the action. Right now, FanDuel is giving everyone 3 months of NBA League Pass. All you have to do to catch every tip-off and buzzer beater is place any $5 bet on the NBA to get 3 months of NBA League Pass courtesy of FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/610Bob to make every moment more this season. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA and of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. After 3-month free trial, the full price of League Pass will automatically be charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds. Terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
The most incredible sale of the year is on right now at Diamonds Direct. Save an extra 20% store-wide. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, and designer jewelry. It's our biggest store-wide sale of the year. This weekend only, shop never-before-seen pieces, plus designers' appearances in the store. Save an extra 20% on Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices. Plus, the biggest selection of the year starting this Friday through Sunday. For the best selection, quality, and price, shop direct. Diamonds Direct. For details, visit diamondsdirect.com.
Every piece of land has a story. The Upshaw's right there is with a John Deere 1 Series tractor they call Penny. And this is Shaw.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
When he's not cutting grass, he's cutting hair.
So every person is different, from hair tight to head shape. And I feel like it's the same way in a yard.
From front loader to backhoe, the Upshaws have the tools to DIY all day long. Run with us on a 1 Series tractor and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000. Or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com. And I look forward to working with you.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metro Ford. Online at KCMetroFord.com.
Want more from your dealership? At Metro Ford, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. Family owned, just 10 minutes from downtown and packed with unbeatable value. Drive smarter. Only at Metro Ford. Online at KCMetroFord.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 29 southbound slows around 16th Avenue, just off again on again, slow into downtown from there. 71 northbound, you'll hit slowdowns past 87th, and it's just off again on again, sluggish up to 55th Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back here on 96.5 The Fan, Fescoe and Dusty and Mac with you for another hour and 12 minutes. And then here in about 30 minutes, we'll be joined by Alex Gold because there is a Thursday night football game tonight. 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Going to be a good one.
Blowing lake snow in Cleveland. Battle of two AFC North teams. I understand it's Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. You think, come on, Dusty, how does this game get entertaining? Well, you make bets and you enjoy AFC North battles.
And snow.
And it's Thursday night. What else are you going to do? Start watching Christmas movies?
You could do that.
Absolutely could do that.
Or apparently you can watch a show and listen to your AirPods at the same time while somebody else watches the show.
I want to ask couples this question, right?
So I'm out.
Okay. see you later, Dusty. Take care, Dusty. That's
guy hates Christmas and hates relationships.
Yeah, if you'd like to date Dusty, 913-586-7965. No, so I want to ask the text line this because I've noticed, not of late, but like it just all of a sudden, like we'll sit down on the couch and watch something, whether it's a game or whatever, and I'll have the TV on, and then I'll look over at Jen, and she's got her earbuds in, and she's watching some crap on her phone that, you got to see episode 3, season 2 of whatever the hell she's watching.
Housewives in Atlanta.
Now, I will say this. I am a horrible, horrible show watcher. Terrible show watcher. Like, I'll start something, and I'll get halfway through, and it has like a break, and then I never go back. Like Cobra Kai, I've seen the first 2 seasons. I haven't gone back because there was, whatever it is, right? And so I get it. She's trying to watch stuff because I necessarily don't. But do many people in couples and relationships like sit there together on the couch and watch separate things?
I don't know.
I think so. Dusty's like, I have no clue, man. I think so. I think Hannah and I definitely do that.
You do that?
Well, yeah, because it's like a way. It's
What
like
about your mom's friend.
It's like a way for us to still like be together in the same room, but like doing our own thing. Because you come home from day work, I'm sure you're the same. You want your like little me time, whether it's you watching whatever you want to watch, taking a breath, but you also like want to have that moment with your partner or whatever it is. So usually watch a show, and then I'm like, all right, babe, I'm gonna play my game. I'm gonna watch the game, and then she'll get on and watch Real Housewives
and do her own thing. But I just like she's constantly doing this, and I didn't know if they're like, do I have an odor or something? Like,
Have you like you guys are watching something together, and then she bails on you?
No. A lot of times it just starts separate, Like
okay, gotcha.
or sometimes she'll go upstairs and I'll stay downstairs, or we'll be in separate rooms watching different things. Like, is that more of a thing now than it ever used to be because of with NetLoo and Whoflix and all this kind of stuff that we're watching these days and all these streaming services because there's a lot of crap she watches. I'll be honest, there's a lot of junk that she's watched. I have no interest in watching.
Tell me about it.
There's a lot of stuff I really my attention span doesn't work and whatever the case may be. So I just don't know if that's more common or if that's just us being like, yeah, you do your thing, I'll do my thing, and we'll see you later.
My only question is, how many TVs do you have in your house?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Ow.
You have 9 TVs in
And she watches on her phone.
And I was going to say, she's got her phone out.
Now, how many do I constantly use all the time? Maybe 2. We got the ones outside, but I'm not sitting out there. Got one in like the main area. Got 2 in the basement, and the kids each have one, and we have one in our bedroom. So
wow. So I feel like I would just go to a different room and watch TV.
But she watches on her phone.
I don't know. Someone from the 816s, I think it's more common than you think. My wife and I don't. However, I'm also not a great show watcher, but we don't watch the Chiefs together because of my superstitions.
Yeah, we have a little bit of that too. Sometimes she'll go to a different room and watch the Chiefs if it's not working, the right way or whatever it is and whatnot. And quite honestly, there are times where I don't want to watch the Chiefs with her. Like, she's losing her mind over stuff. It's the first play of the game. It's a -1. So what? Like stuff like that. Like,
I once dated a girl who loved Impractical Jokers, and I hated it, and I would just go to sleep.
You would?
Oh, yeah.
You don't like it?
No.
I think it's great.
I think it's funny.
I think it's very funny.
Yeah.
Let's put a balloon on the back of their belt strap and make sure they don't notice it.
Did you like Tom Green back in the day?
Yes.
Yes, where he interviewed people. My favorite one was he had the microphone with poop on it and would go around and interview people.
He also painted his parents' house plaid.
Yeah.
Yes.
He made chest hair sandwiches and asked if people wanted to take a bite.
He's coming back, from what I understand. They said he's making a comeback, but
I'll let you Google search why Tom Green went irrelevant. It's quite drastic.
Yikes!
I don't even know.
I'll tell you in the break.
All right, yeah, please do. But still, I was just wondering, like, is that commonplace with people?
Sounds like it from the text line.
Good. Okay. All right.
Somebody also said my wife got into fantasy football this year. She loves watching football now with me. I was like, that's the power of fantasy football.
It
man.
is, yeah.
Like it can do that to you.
Right.
My biggest question I had when we had this conversation was I saw a tweet from Quick Trip, and it said, watching you pull back the drink from the fountain to take a big swig and then to fill it back up and then go pay for it. I thought that was the pro move.
That is the absolute pro move.
Like when you're
100%.
when you're pining for that chug at the QT, you put it on the thing. It's like my back of the day was just the yellow Gatorade with crushed ice. I would take a huge slug off that, refill it, then go pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess Quick Trip's like, we just act like we don't see that. And I'm like, doesn't everybody do this?
Yeah.
Like, am I in the wrong for that?
I was more surprised that people aren't doing this.
I saw a guy go in there the other day just to use their microwave and leave.
With his own food.
Tupperware.
That's awesome. I
on
love
the phone
that.
with like the old Bluetooth in the
douche
ear.
tooth. Hell yeah.
Dude, he walked in, Tupperware, nuked it, walked out. I was like, respect, dude.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Now, last week when I was struggling with my voice, I went to Quick Trip to look for lemon, right?
Yeah.
I figured where else are you going to go, right?
Not there.
They actually have those little lemon packets, and the guy's like, just take a couple. I'm like, oh, cool,
that's
man.
nice.
Thanks. Yeah,
Yeah, when I would do your guys' show, like whenever like your guys' producer was out and I'd fill in, I'd go to Quick Trip. I'd be the only one there. Amazingly, now that I do this show, everybody's at Quick Trip.
Every day, this town gets earlier and earlier, Dusty. It's crazy.
I would go in there.
Weird.
And I would get a coffee, and there'd be this little lady at the Lee Summit Quick Trip right on 350 and 3rd Street. Just the coffee, just the coffee. Have a good morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That's really nice of you.
There was a guy at the Casey's down at Metcalf that used to do that with me, too. I'd bring my own cup, and fill it up. Yeah, don't worry about it. He doesn't work there anymore.
Adds up.
I think he was also sleeping in the freezer one time I went in there.
What?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Guess I do like sleeping cold.
Yeah,
so.
somebody on the text line. I always bring my lunch to work and go to Quick Trip to heat it up.
Wow.
And I'll even use some of their condiments and then leave.
You don't feel guilty about that? See, I would. That to me is like, it's not stealing, but I would feel like it was. I would buy something that I didn't need so I wouldn't appear to be that guy.
Yeah. I just never knew that. Like, I understand that there's microwaves there for a reason. I just never knew that you could just pop into Quick Trip. Like somebody says, everyone that works normal jobs goes to Quick Trip to warm up their lunch. I thought if you had a job, maybe they had a microwave at the job.
At the job, we have two here.
I wouldn't
the
use
kids have them at school because Delaney will bring some stuff to school, and like I'm like, you gonna heat that cold? She's like, we got microwaves. I stick it in the microwave.
I haven't had a microwave in 8 years.
Oh, I need new carpet.
Oh, that's not fair.
I think about you a lot now when I'm heating up my food because yesterday, I heated up some leftover asparagus and some beans that I made. Right,
In a skillet.
No, I put it in the microwave because I was under a little bit of a time crunch. But I was wondering, would you have done it in a skillet?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't care if your food touches.
No, not really.
Okay, so because some people do, because the skillet wouldn't work if you're a food toucher person.
It's all going in one hole and out the other.
I agree.
That's funny you said that, Bob. I also think about Dusty when I'm microwaving my food. Now I really do. I'm like, damn, Dusty doesn't do this.
Yeah. And I've tried. I've honest to God have tried as much as possible.
And you've also texted me and be like, you're right, this food does taste better.
It does. Of course it does. Everything in the microwave kills your food. But I have tried as much as possible now not to use the microwave because of you.
I try to be influential. Maybe I'll start a TikTok. That's not happening. No. That's definitely not happening.
Please.
Coming up next, Bob's going to tell you about the
if you did
people.
on how to reheat things other than the microwave, it would be a huge hit on TikTok.
It could be.
No, you'd blow up.
Yeah.
But my food wouldn't. Hey. Coming up, Bob's going to tell you about the wonderful people at Smokehouse. And then we talk about this Thursday night football game that's got me champing at the bit for this action tonight. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, I am excited because a week from today, it is Thanksgiving, and I'll be putting my turkey from Smokehouse Barbecue into the oven to warm it up to get it ready for the big meal. And that's the best way to conquer Thanksgiving, folks. Get your turkeys at Smokehouse Barbecue. Get them ordered by this weekend so they know you're going to pick them up Wednesday before Thanksgiving. The day before Thanksgiving, you're going to go to Smokehouse Barbecue, and you're going to pick up your smoked turkey. That's what we're doing after the show, and it's going to be absolutely wonderful. Smoked to perfection. action, juicy, delicious, the best turkey that you ever had, and you can get them at any of the Smokehouse Barbecue locations in Independence, Gladstone, or Zona Rosa. And don't forget, each Sunday we got game day, and that means you want the Smokehouse Barbecue Game Day Special. Pound of burnt ends, pound of wings, slab of ribs, quart of beans, paperware and serving utensils for $6 for just $79.95. And when you're thinking about Thanksgiving Day, get those hickory pit beans for your side dish. They're wonderful. Get that cheesy corn. It's fantastic. And maybe you want to try their new Sweet Zing wings as an appetizer on Thanksgiving Day. Do it. Sweet flavored wings with a kick at the end. They are marvelous. So like I said, check them out at one of those 3 locations, Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
MD Anderson Cancer Center is again ranked #1 in the nation for cancer care by U.S. News & World Report's Best Hospitals rankings. Our physicians treat more types of cancers in a day than many see in their whole career. This unmatched depth of expertise, combined with our groundbreaking discoveries, gives our patients access to the most innovative treatment options. Learn more at mdanderson.org.
Kansas City is Sean Barber. You know there's nothing easier than to enjoy watching the Chiefs with some wings and an ice-cold Bud Light. And Buffalo Wild Wings is serving up both for every game, all season long. Join me at the Buffalo Wild Wings, North Avenue and 71 Highway in Belton, Friday, November 22nd. I'll be there from 6 to 8 p.m. celebrating the back-to-back Super Bowl champs while eating some wings and drinking $5 Bud Lights. Nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
For more, go to 965thefan.com. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This football season, the best place to watch the game is Johnny's Tavern. Tons of TVs, tons of fans, and cold Yingling beer. You could win big. Scan the QR code at any Johnny's Tavern to enter for a chance to win a tailgate prize pack and the grand prize. All thanks to you, Yingling. Win a hosted party at the Johnny's Tavern of your choice. Each location will have a winner, so don't miss out. Grab your friends, grab a Yingling, and get in on the action. Only at Johnny's Tavern. In partnership with 96.5 The Fan, your home for football, fun, and Yingling. Must be 21 plus to enter.
'Tis the season of giving from the Kansas Lottery. So instead of one gift, give 2 or 3. With holiday instant tickets from $1 to $20, don't sweat last-minute gifts because you will have plenty. Forget about Santa and his super fast sleigh when the folks on your list can win up to $100K. Give Kansas Lottery holiday instant tickets this season. They're festive as heck and the winnings are pleasing. See kslottery.com for all the details. Sorry, this holiday story has gone off the rails.
It's winter clearance time at Volkswagen Lee Summit. Get up to $5,000 off the 24 Jetta, 24 Taos, and 24 Tiguan, and up to $8,000 off the 24 Atlas and Atlas Cross Sport. Hurry in before we sell out of 24s. Visit VWLeeSummit.com.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chiefs coverage on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by award-winning Johnny's Barbecue in Olathe.
Football and barbecue fans, score big with Johnny's Barbecue tailgate packages. Whether you're hosting a home gate or a tailgate, Johnny's Barbecue has you covered. Check out our tailgate packages at johnny'sbbqkc.com. Located in Olathe and serving all of KC. Johnny's Barbecue. Taste the smoke.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side 35 northbound sluggish from Johnson Drive up towards Lamar. Earlier problem southbound 35 at Johnson Drive has cleared. Missouri side 71 northbound still slow between 87th up towards Gregory. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You can listen to the play-by-play of the Chiefs and Panthers game with Mitch, Danon, and Kling right here on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
here on it on Fescoe and Dusty, 96.5 The Fan, 9 o'clock, boys. Show's pretty much done. We got Bob's son, Alex Gold, coming in here in about 15 minutes. But I want to rehash on this Thursday night football game because I was just talking to Drew Nixon, obviously an AFC North biased soul out there and co-host of After Hours with Mac Maury.
I listened to you guys last night. I really enjoyed your show.
He goes, Bob texted me at 6:02 and said, talk Chiefs.
Talk Chiefs. It was 7:02.
7:02, that's right.
Yeah. That's what I used to do with Binkley all the time. It was one of our things. Talk Chiefs.
I love it.
Yeah, back in the day, we just talk Chiefs.
Check the show out, Bob.
And you did. You listened. It was good.
We did.
Yeah,
We
very
did.
nice. Yeah, I didn't hear much after 7:30, but it was
Thanks,
good when
man.
I was listening and
Appreciate
enjoyed it. And talk Chiefs.
Yeah, we'll have some more fun tonight.
When in doubt, talk Chiefs.
I do love that I'm getting a lot of fan support from the text line. That first chug at Quick Trip isn't illegal. I know.
Who's saying it is?
Quick Trip. They're saying we're acting like we don't see you. It's like, what do you mean?
Oh, come on.
What would them be acting like they do see me? Like, cool. What are you gonna do?
If you're gonna have soda fountain cop out there, like
what you need
I ain't
to
going
have,
back.
what
I'll
you
tell
need
you
to have
that.
is the guy that's like, it's just water. No, I just saw Frank fill that up with lemonade, dude.
Yeah.
I know that's
well,
not
the
water.
guy who
But
steals
I'm not
soda.
I'm not a rat.
Yeah, I don't rat them out, but I look at these people, and this is why I have anxiety because I look at folks who steal soda. Like, come on, man. Just go pay your 99 cents or your $1.19 or whatever it is. And if you can't afford it, then don't go get it or, ask for some help. But, my God.
I'm with this person. I get hot dogs at Quick Trip and try to hide the cheese under the dog.
Oh, I could see people doing that. Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
They see it.
Yeah.
They know.
They know.
They're no strangers to the streets.
They know.
From the 660. After Hours is the best show. Yeah, well, you got two good hosts. Back at it tonight?
Yes, sir.
Talk Chiefs.
Yeah, dude.
Got
come
you.
on now.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you about Tom Green and his irrelevance.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I honestly, I don't remember what he did.
I don't know if I can say
No,
it.
don't.
Okay.
Then just don't.
don't risk it.
No. People can look it up for themselves.
Yeah. So the AFC North game tonight, Drew Nixon's out there, and I'm talking to him like, dude, what about tonight's game, man? He goes, my parents just texted me from Indianapolis, and he said that they sent him a picture, snow on the front lawn.
Uh-oh.
And I said, well, you heard about the weather tonight? He goes, oh, yeah. He's like, 20-mile winds, cold, snowy. I said, isn't that AFC North football? He goes, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think we're all in the boat. Now, I think we're all prisoner of the moment. It's Thursday. We're ready for it again. Right?
Yep.
It's not our team,
It's why
so we don't
Thursday
care.
is better than Monday.
And that's exactly right. Like, we've been waiting. Like, if you've been watching Mac action, not Mac Maury. If you want to watch him, it's Mac fans on OnlyFans.
Right.
It's just
what
his
are you
hair.
charging now?
$6.99 a month. That's it, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should charge $96.5 dollars.
Yeah, $96.50.
Yeah. But whether the rivalry and somehow we're saying the Browns might have a chance is where I think we're at with the Thursday night football. Plus, we're at the time of the season, guys. We're in week 12, right? The season's winding down. We're ready to start seeing competitors lose to make the journey easier.
You're exactly right. We're all Browns
Thank you.
fans tonight, right?
I think so.
I don't like to say that
I'm
out
more of a
loud.
Jameson Winston fan than
Yeah.
anything because I just don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
He's the mystery flavored Pop-Tart.
Yeah, but I think there is, Dusty, a lot of intrigue in this game for I don't really have a rooting interest per se, right? And I don't think unless you're in Pittsburgh or Cleveland, maybe you have a rooting interest in this one. But boy, the colors of the uniforms, first of all, to me, pop off the screen. Then it's nighttime. Then it's snow. Then it's a really good team facing a really bad team on a Thursday night, on a short week, on the road.
Rivals.
Like, it's got everything, man. This has got everything from a showman standpoint. Before the curtain even rises on the stage, you got everything that you want to make a game look good. You know you're going to have some overweight Browns fan with no shirt on, barking with a dog mask. You're going to have some guy with mustache icicles. You're going to have Tomlin ready to kick everybody's ass on the sidelines with sunglasses and look like a badass out there. I mean, it's got everything you could possibly want to be an aesthetically pleasing game. And then they're going to play a football game in it. And I just love snow games. I love snow games at night. Like, snow games during the day, fine. But you have them under the lights at night. It's just magical to me, man. I'm excited about this one.
Right now, the temperature in Cleveland is 39, going to get down to 36. Wind increasing, mixed showers turning into snow later. Going to nest in around 36 degrees, 35 degrees during game time. That's
perfect.
Also, it's like, welcome to football.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's nice to watch games every once in a while where, like, I bet Sunday's game is going to be like a high of 83, 84. You're like, this doesn't feel right. But AFC North teams in a Thursday night battle where Cleveland can play spoiler and Pittsburgh's coming off the biggest win of the year? Is that their biggest win of the year?
Division rival. I think so. Yeah. I mean, especially the way they shut Lamar down on that 2-point conversion. And now the other subplot line to this that makes this fun is T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett fighting. Like that really adds to it as well. So
who would win?
I would say Myles Garrett would win.
Gosh, he uses weapons.
Yeah, he does. He used a helmet and knock him over the head. But I think we're going to see two amazing performances from those guys tonight, right? Because they're chirping back and forth on who's the better pass rusher or whatever they got into it over this week. And the
Defensive player of the year.
The stats did bear out. They were showing on Pat McAfee the other day. Now, of course, they had JJ on it they were talking about, but like Myles Garrett's stats were not even close to TJ Watt's stats in a lot of categories. But I think both of those guys are going to have huge games tonight. You're right about Jameis Winston. I think he's going to be fun to watch tonight. And Russell has an opportunity to go out there and show that he's kind of gotten back that Russell magic. If they go out there and lose today to Cleveland, regardless of how they lose, Russell Wilson will be under question of whether or not he's the right guy. Should they go back to Justin Fields? Like, this game has everything that you want. Like, I know we talked about it briefly yesterday, and the hard knocks on this division is just going to be awesome too, man.
Yes. I am excited for that.
I love this division, and I'm glad I don't have a dog in the fight because you can just watch this whole division and appreciate it for what it is. And it's like old school football, man.
I love it. You have to watch that with your ear pods in?
No, I don't use those.
Oh,
my wife does.
You get the TV.
Yeah.
Is there? Yeah, the 8 others stay unused. Is there another division that we do this with, or that gets us this side?
North.
Yeah, I guess it would be both the Norths, right?
Everybody in the North.
Yeah, everybody in the North is good this year, but there's been many a year where
not even saying that they're all good. I'm saying that I'm not saying that they're all good. I'm saying that if this was an NFC West matchup and the Cards were 2-8 facing this 8-2 Seahawks, this game sucks.
Right,
like the NFC North, AFC North. These games,
the NFC West has about as much appeal to me as I don't know. It's just never been my division, right? Just nothing, whatever. But the AFC North, the NFC North, man, these are slobber knocker divisions, to steal a Madden term from back in the day. Like this would be a perfect John Madden type game too to call. He would love this type of game, man. It's going to be great.
2 questions because somebody brings up tonight adds to the ammo that's been good Thursday night football that they say that Thursday night football has amped up their game. Here's your Thursday night games really fast. First game on to this one. Baltimore at Kansas City to open the season, right? Miami, Buffalo. Wasn't that great, but it was whatever. Patriots, Jets. That's what everyone thought that Littlefinger was back. Cowboys, Giants. So, Bucks, Falcons. That was a great game. That was the overtime finish, right? Niners, Seahawks. That was a good game.
Decent.
I mean, there were 60 points put on the board that game. Broncos, Saints. That was the arrival of Bo Nix.
Right.
Minnesota and the Rams. That was the 30-28, the penalty in the end zone that didn't get called.
Yep.
Week 9 was Houston and the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
Jets won that one because remember Vegas got it right, and everyone's like, what does Vegas know that we
that
don't
was
know?
the one we
That
all
was
like,
weird.
what's going on? And the Jets ended up winning. That's the last time they won. Right?
Cincy, Baltimore was was 2 Thursdays ago. That was the 34-35 finish. That was great.
Yep.
And then last Thursday was Washington, Philly.
Yeah.
I think it was a better game than the score indicates. And then tonight is Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and then obviously Thanksgiving next week. And then after Thanksgiving is Packers, Lions.
Ooh.
Bezos got his head in the game, dude.
Yeah.
So, and then my other question real quick is, would you rather have Myles Garrett or TJ Watt?
I think I would take TJ Watt.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you would have asked me 24 hours ago, I probably would have said Myles Garrett. But after standing in the J locker room, drying myself off after a nice, get my swole on, I'm looking at those stats. I'm like, damn, TJ Watt really. I mean,
I think he's 10 sacks behind his brother, 10.5 sacks behind his brother to pass. Does he do it this year or next year? He might get 3 tonight.
Yeah, let's see what happens tonight. Let's have that conversation tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming up on the other side, there's some more information on the Missouri sports betting. It's wild, and there's nobody else other than Alex Gold. Plus, we'll get you to what the lines are tonight and moving forward for Saturday and Sunday as Goldilocks comes up on the other side here at 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about how great the folks are over at Golden Oak Lending, and I use the term family because that's kind of how they are for my wife and I. They've helped us out of some financial trouble over the years, getting some bills paid off, refinancing the home, getting lower rates. They are always there for us. And it's not just us. They're there for everybody that is a client with Golden Oak Lending because they truly care about you and your financial goals. And as we get ready to wind down the year and start a new one, it would be an opportune time to not have to make a mortgage payment for 2 months. You'd love to do that. So what you need to do is call my friends over at Golden Oak Lending and take their free mortgage checkup. And it'll start with them asking you about your financial goals. They'll ask you about your mortgage and where you are at a certain point in your mortgage. And they'll look for something that could be better than what you have. If nothing is better than what you're in, they're going to let you know that as well. But the free mortgage checkup gives you the opportunity to see if you are getting the best mortgage out there. It is risk-free. There is no paperwork or credit card required. All you have to do is call Golden Oak Lending and have a conversation. 913-890-GOLD. 913-890-GOLD. Take that free mortgage checkup, and the average cash-out customer saves over $1,100 per month. So call Golden Oak Lending today. 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Men, it's the holidays, a time of love and joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, the season can be tough on you. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you and your partner are experiencing struggles because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts at treating ED. And as a Promenic restorative health practice, we've literally seen countless thousands of relationships renewed across the nation. Plus, with treatments having success rates well over 90%, coupled with many treatment options, we can likely find the right one for you. You may even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us and give your partner the best gift you can give this season. A renewed, restored relationship. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Tune in this week to Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti, where they break down all the headlines in the NFL. Presented by T-Mobile. Head to T-Mobile.com and get a great deal on the iPhone 16 Pro.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Introducing TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league on ESPN and ESPN+. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. To learn more, visit TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use stages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Your coworkers might annoy you, but we promise we won't. Download the free Odyssey app and you can listen to us at work while you tackle your inbox or get ready for another meeting that probably could have been an email. Tune in late? You can rewind your favorite live shows to catch what you missed. And with Chapters, easily jump to the topics that you care about most, like the latest updates from your team. Your sports talk, your way. The Odyssey app. Download it today.
Today, expect sunny conditions with a high of 44.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Here's a quote: "A week to clear all of our heads and come back and stick together." Signed, Peter Baelish, the New York Jets quarterback.
Can you believe the Jets tweeted that out like 30 minutes ago?
Yes.
Are you talking about like an ultimate troll job?
And then according to NFL rumors, when asked about his trade getting vetoed to the Jets, Jerry Jeudy responded that it wasn't the general manager. I did it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go there. What a mess that is. What a mess tonight might be. Somebody on the text line says from the 913, it's the Steelers by 30. Quit overthinking it. Okay.
Other than the Lions, who's winning by 30 in the NFL this
That's
year?
what's weird.
Right?
Is like Cleveland actually has like a good defense. You just don't understand why they can't keep games close because their quarterback is absolutely astonishingly just mesmerizingly just fantastic. I don't know what it is. You never know what's going to happen with Jameis Winston.
Right. It's going to be a lot of fun. I just think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's Thursday. It's cold. It's a good night to make chili in a crock pot. Just chill.
Yeah, it's one of those nights. I don't think we have anything going on today, so I think this is like one of those nights where it's parking on the couch. Night. Jen can watch Yellowstone for the third time, and I'll watch the game, right?
Also, one of Pittsburgh's key players, the text line alludes to from the 620, can be tough to kick field goals tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Pittsburgh's going to have to find a way to score a touchdown. It's
true.
Good point.
Special teams player of the, respect the text.
Yeah,
there
great point, man.
How many field goals to get to 30, LOL, from the 816? Not in this weather.
Right.
Not in the wind and the rain/snow, which means tonight it'll be 40 degrees and no precipitation.
Yeah, exactly. It'll all go away.
The hell's that Alex Gold guy?
Yeah, I don't know. Does Alex know it's time?
Somebody yells. Go out there and yell, son.
Hey, Alex.
Golly.
Pittsburgh also doesn't give up a lot of points, too, so it's not like you have to score a lot if you're on that offensive Pittsburgh, too.
Yeah, the under is the over-under is 37. That's tonight's game, and then Pittsburgh is hanging 3.5.
Right.
On the road, on Thursday, short week, big win.
Right.
Could still be hungover after beating Baltimore. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the conditions in tonight's game could drastically change with all of that. Speaking of drastic change, we are now joined by our guy,
What's up?
Alex Gold.
Good morning.
How's it going, guys?
Following the Missouri stuff, or what?
You got to play his intro.
Oh, you got his intro. Play it.
Welcome back to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. It's time for Golden Locks with Alex Gold.
Gotta figure out how to make money on this thing. It's simply too good.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Gold.
Yeah, good to be on with you guys.
Finally got some football weather here in Kansas City.
And tonight,
that hit the rod this morning a little quicker than I thought it was going to. But before we get into the game tonight, the most important thing is the mess of the Missouri gambling law that we thought was good. Now we're kind of thinking it's good. We still might think it is. Take the floor.
Yeah, still good. Still good.
You say with a hesitation in your voice.
No,
quick
I think that was a confident answer.
Okay. I look like still good.
Yeah, no, still good. Ultimately, I've had some people ask, like, why are they even still counting? Because, but they always make the results official. Usually it's just not this close, so it doesn't matter, and everybody moves on with their day. But it got really narrow 2 days ago, and now I think it's in a much better spot. So to fill people in, we're talking about Amendment 2 in Missouri that, passed multiple weeks ago, but they ultimately have to finalize and certify the results in December. And at that time, the margin was only 4,300 votes or so. And all of a sudden on Monday, when each county started to report their final tallies, there was one county in particular, I think it's Christian County, certified results. Well, all of a sudden they had 10,000 more votes. Like,
10,000 yes or no votes?
10,000 more total, but a majority of them being no.
Oh, in Christian County?
I don't know where that's at in Missouri, I'll be honest.
Never heard of that.
And so that narrowed the gap to, at one point, the yes side was only up 300 and 68 votes. That's how narrow this thing got.
Oh, wow.
And then now things are a little bit better. I talked about this last night on that betting show.
Which one?
That one. And a few of the bigger counties in the state that were more yes votes than no votes came in, and now it's back up to, my understanding, like an 1,800 to 2,200 vote margin.
How many
in
dead
favor
people
of yes.
recently voted yes for this in Missouri?
I don't know, but really
Jimmy Carter.
it was the early voting that came in, and I guess there was some issues with some of that in Christian County or whatever, and that's why all of a sudden there was 10,000 more votes in a county that predominantly voted no. But it's back up. It's not a 300 vote margin anymore. My understanding is it's back above 1,800 or so, and it looks like everything's good. And the no side still has said they're not going to recount or anything. They're not going to request a recount, even though technically anybody can. Like even a Missouri resident could request a recount if they wanted to. I think.
And how much? That's millions of dollars, though, right?
Correct. Yeah. There's a cost to that, to say the least, for a statewide.
Do you think anybody will do that? I mean, do you think there'll be somebody in Christian County that comes out of the woods and says, "Hey, we need a recount here"?
I don't think you can say 100% no, but I would be shocked based on people I've talked to. I know the campaigns, like on either, the only side that would have requested a recount campaign-wise would have been the yes side. If this thing would have flipped and we were sitting here and all of a sudden no is winning by 200 votes, the yes side would have, is my understanding. The no side doesn't have much of an appetite to do that. One, the cost, but remember, on the no side, one of the key contributors to that campaign was Caesars.
Right.
And so, like, if when this passes and becomes launches in Missouri next year, they're gonna benefit financially from it. So why would they put another couple million to go against it on top of the campaign they already had? So,
right. Yeah.
So I think everything's good. It just got really interesting with the votes narrowing the margin.
Yeah.
That county
it's
just
crazy.
hates gambling. That's the Ozark County, right?
Did you find out where Christian County was?
My dad just texted
where's
me.
that at?
He said in the text line too. My dad said Christian County is where the cabin was. For me, that's where our cabin was in Shell Knob.
Where's that?
It's like basically Ozark area, like down in like past Springfield, 44.
Branson, kind of,
like in that kind of
Okay.
area. And somebody says Christian County is Lake of the Ozarks from the 913.
Okay. There you
And
go.
they didn't pass that law for the casino. They're like,
Yeah, that was
absolutely not.
Yeah, that didn't pass. I think that spoke to how Kansas City side bet the yes side up quite a bit on the sports betting, because folks here had the tie-in either already going across the state line versus
St. Louis side too, though.
Yeah, but Kansas City supported the sports betting more than St. Louis did, which
we're always better at everything than that.
I
rat
agree.
hole.
I was a little surprised that it was by the margin it was, because St. Louis, the Cardinals themselves, they were really front and center. Of all the 6 pro teams that were for this, they were the DeWitt family was way in front of this thing. I know you guys talked to them way back when they started the campaign and everything. So I was a little surprised that St. Louis didn't contribute, if you will, a little bit more than Kansas City on the yes side, but
They
looks
were
like everything's
backed up
good.
with Provel cheese and crappy pizza. So look, it's
I
good.
like Provel
You
cheese.
you like that pizza?
You and Jerry and Sub are going to get
hate
along
it.
well.
I
I'm
can
going to tell you.
I can go to Martin City and get the toppings, and I'll be like, you can have Provel to it.
Yeah.
I really don't hate it.
Yeah.
I like fried raviolis too.
Well, who doesn't? It's great. It's trouble if it's fried or
the
the
Hill's
double.
the only thing that I'll enjoy over there.
Yeah, the Hill is
That's
fantastic
where my
in St.
little
Louis.
sister, she graduated in St. Louis, and they went to the Hill for her final dinner.
That's-
for like,
yeah,
and
it's
I
a
was
great
like, my
area.
dad's like, yeah, whenever you want to take a nice girl out to dinner, take her to the Hill. I'm
Yeah,
like,
there's
where's
so many
that?
good
And he's like,
places.
you just pick one, close your eyes.
Canetto's is like my all-time favorite place up there. Favaz's is really good. He trained under Jasper, doesn't use Provel. So if you're looking for a St. Louis place that uses real food, Favaz's is the
Shout
place
out
to
Webster
go.
Grove to my little sister, or Webster. So tonight's game, let's get into this. First question I have for you: does it matter who's playing if it's a snow game for you?
What do you mean? Does
Like
it matter who's playing?
Like it could be Vegas versus Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, I
and
think
it could be forecast flurries. I'm
Sure.
watching.
Yeah, I think it matters on a betting angle. It matters because who can run the ball really effectively,
Both.
and who is going to typically want to throw the ball around. And in this game, you're right. Both teams are fine with running it as a divisional game. And the forecast tonight, it's 100% chance of precipitation. I think it's going to be. It sounds like a wintry mix, maybe snow at times. And then the wind is always the biggest thing. We always talk about if it's going to be raining. The wind is always what will impact the game more. If it's super windy, I wouldn't be surprised if Russell Wilson, if it's actually going to live up to the forecast, they might only be able to throw it 10 or 12 times tonight in the game. But Najee Harris, that rushing attack is more than capable, whereas the Browns, Nick Chubb has not been what everybody was hoping it was going to be when he came back from injury.
Nobody ever is that first year after that knee
if you
injury.
watch that in slow motion.
He destroyed, didn't he destroy the entire
stop. I just saw it in my head again.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah,
so that was nasty. That was nasty. Look, two things with this game. One, I really do like Pittsburgh minus 3.5. I know you take a look, a trend even surprised me for this game. Mike Tomlin on road divisional Thursday night games is 0-5. He's never won a road divisional Thursday night game. The Steelers as a team are 0-7 in their team's history on road divisional games. So
on Thursday night.
So that's just a trend that doesn't back them up. But at some point, we have to still watch the teams this year, don't we? Like we can all look at trends. The
tells you what happened, but not what will happen.
Yeah, the Browns have lost by 17 and 21 the last two times out. Like their last two games, they have not been competitive whatsoever. And so I like Pittsburgh quite a bit. I actually put it up on the board in our in-house contest just now. I think Cody just trailed me on it as well. If you end
Cody stole something?
If you end up riding that bet as well, then I'm going to have to switch it. Because if everybody's on Pittsburgh minus 3.5 on our in-house contest.
I'm not a coattail rider.
Look, the Steelers are...
Surprised they didn't cut you in line to try to get up there first.
The Steelers have given up the second fewest points per game, and they're the third-ranked PFF defense in football this year. So I like Pittsburgh quite a bit in this game. I know none of us believe that they're true Super Bowl contenders. Can they actually win 2 or 3 playoff games? No. But the Browns stink, guys. I'm not worried about the Thursday night Mike Tomlin trend. I'm really not.
What about the kickers? Our text line brought that up earlier, and I thought that was a great point. Pittsburgh
Boswell
can't find their way into the end zone. They're winning games with field goals.
But there's wind.
And there's wind and rain and snow.
It's not
men in dog masks.
Yeah, you know what's weird? It's Heinz Field, which that's not where it's now Acrisure or whatever. It's not there. It's in Cleveland tonight. So Boswell is used to kicking in like windy or weird wind.
NFL.com had a great story about that game being played in Pittsburgh. Did you see that one yesterday?
Yes.
Oh, great story about how the Pittsburgh is going to have an impact. It's in Cleveland. NFL.com.
Completely botched it.
Yeah.
Completely botched
Thanks
it.
for listening.
Just that's why maybe you shouldn't just blindly be careful when you're reading an article and blindly betting based on
most of the stuff is written by AI.
That's true as well. But no, that and then the under 36.5. I do think the under, even at that number, it's been bet down from 40.
37.
I still like it. Is it so? If you're shopping around, 37. If you like the under, is obviously better than 36.5. Is Cleveland getting the 17 points, guys? Like this feels like
Jameis Winston can shock you, and that's the only thing that scares me about this game. Is like you said earlier, like is there going to be a guy that's going to say the hell with it? I'm throwing no matter what. That guy screams, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not going to parlay the two together, because if this game goes over, it might be because Jameis says that and throws a pick or two for a touchdown. So I'm on the under 36.5, and then a separate bet on the Steelers minus 3.5.
Do you tease this game?
No, because who are you teasing?
Would you tease down Pittsburgh? You don't want to pick them and then tease up the over under.
If you were going to tease, I would only tease the total. The reason why I say not to tease Pittsburgh down, we talk about the key numbers all the time: 7, 3, 0. Usually, you don't want to tease down through 0. Like usually, you don't want to. You don't want to tease 6 points down through 0 the opposite way. It's typically over time you're not getting good value. It's a losing strategy.
So this is the one that I'm kind of like Dusty crazy about. I kind of want to take Indiana plus 13, but I feel like they're going to go into the the horseshoe, and get blasted.
That's what everybody's been waiting for all year, though.
But I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like at some point,
is 13 comfortable enough? Because I feel like if you think that Indiana can get blown out by Ohio State, you'd take the over of 51, according to DraftKings.
You're saying if you think Ohio State's going to blow out Indiana,
because you think that they're going to score they're going to beat them like 48-21.
Yeah, but if it's a blowout like that, then you just wonder, is Indiana even
going to score?
Gonna score? I like Indiana plus 13.5. I would just buy the half point and make it an even 14.
Okay,
just that way you're protected if they win by 2 touchdowns. But I think you're still getting a good number there. Like everybody's been waiting, including myself, for Indiana just to fall off. Like, okay, come on now. But
Bob's ready. His team's playing this week.
It's mid-November. I mean,
they're
legit. They may not be exciting when we say the name out loud. I heard you guys driving in talking about the college football playoff and like who's going to bring in more fans. Yeah, Indiana's not going to excite the casual fan. 100% with you. But to me, they're good enough to hang within 2 touchdowns of Ohio State this Saturday.
What if they get motorboated though? Like
11.
It's 11 a.m. here, yeah.
Oh, yeah, big noon kickoff, whatever.
Yeah, no, which I love. But anyway, what if they get motorboated? What if it's 56-7, man? Like, then what are we saying about
season's
Indiana?
over.
It's done.
The playoff committee will say, okay, good, we got our excuse to get him the hell out of there.
To get him the hell out.
Yeah,
You're looking for a game like that.
That's why we were, like the rankings are fun for everybody to talk about. That's why, but they're pointless right now. The college football playoff rankings when they get released because, for example, use Boise State. Like they moved BYU way back. I was talking with Drew about this because he's got his college football podcast here on Odyssey. 249, and
why not 420? I don't get the 249.
249 miles, Bob.
420's got too many high rises there.
Okay. Thank you, Dusty. Are you ready for Colorado this weekend?
That's the Gold Likens Bowl,
yeah,
baby.
we'll get to that. No, I was just saying. So, like Boise State, it's easy for them to put them in and give them a bye right now in these rankings. But if BYU, even though they're down right now, if BYU were to beat Arizona State and then beat Colorado, let's say in the Big 12 title game, BYU is going to leapfrog Boise State right back. Like it just doesn't matter. Who cares?
What do you like in that KU Colorado game this weekend?
The over.
Definitely the over 59. I mean, I just think it's going to be fun. And I saw Matt Tate over in Lawrence. He was saying that they're expecting, it seemed high. He's hearing that maybe they can get to 55,000 for this game because the weather's looking good. And you and I were talking about this, Dusty, early in the week. I'm probably going to wait till Saturday morning to buy tickets if I end up going. I think the crowd's going to be fun. Of course, Colorado's a draw. KU's playing better now. It's it's the last game for this group of seniors that has done a lot. I think that does factor into the attendance a little bit.
Yeah.
But the over's the play. I would love to tell you KU's going to win outright. I don't know if I have the confidence to actually put my own money on them to do that.
Plus 120.
A lot of KU fans are claiming they won the national championship over these last 2 weeks. So I mean,
it's frustrating because this is the team that everybody thought they could have been.
Well, they weren't though.
I know. Yeah,
This was
that's
the
how they're
Prince
playing
that was
right
promised
now.
for sure. Right now, Colorado minus 2.5, over under 59.5. KU plus 120 on the money line. If you're me, I'm taking 2.5 in the over. It's plus 250 for Colorado.
I'm not surprised you're doing that. I get it.
Very, very biased.
It's up to 3.5 on FanDuel too. Colorado it's got up to minus 3.5.
That gives you more juice. Speaking of juice, Kansas City against the spread this week. It's 10.5 against Carolina.
Oh, it dropped. Last I saw it was 11. Wow.
Yeah, 10.5. Look, I know we've done the teasers for 4 straight weeks. Last week it bit us in the ass. We lost both teaser legs because the Chiefs lost by 9 and they didn't even cover the 8.5. So that was, we had a nice run going on the teasers.
No doubt.
You can definitely tease this one down. I'm taking the Chiefs minus 10.5. I do believe they're covering. This will be one of their biggest.
Say that again.
Taking the Chiefs minus 10.5.
Minus 10. I thought you said 7.5.
Minus 10.5. Sorry. Yeah, to cover the 10.5 points. Yeah, Carolina's won 2 in a row, but I'm sure you guys have talked about it. They beat
Saints and the
Giants, who had at that time Daniel Jones starting. The week before, the Saints by a point, and then they fired their head coach the next day. Bryce Young might have more confidence now than he did a month ago. Good for him because the Panthers have kind of screwed him up. But I just don't see it. I mean, this to me reminds me of the Bears game from a year ago. I don't know if they're going to win by 20 or whatever.
42-10.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be that. But I'm fine with just laying the 10.5 points with the Chiefs this Sunday. I do think it is a bounce back spot for them. And that's why in this game, too, knowing that there's a short week ahead with Black Friday against the Raiders, I actually, depending on Pacheco's status, I kind of like, once the numbers are out for Carson Steele and Samaje Perine, I kind of like some overs on their very low rushing totals and anytime touchdown bets on them. If this gets out of hand in the second half, why would you give carries to Kareem Hunt or Pacheco, knowing where they're at and they're physically and the short week ahead? Yeah. I could see some guys further down the depth chart getting a late touchdown. So anytime touchdown market, some guys further down the board, like
Carson Steele is plus 550 anytime. Clyde Edwards-Helaire plus 550 as well.
Plus 550, that seems way too low. He's not going to play.
Anytime touchdown.
Now, if he's not active, then the bet just is you're good. So, but yeah, I'd be. Clyde hasn't played all year.
Peyton Hendershot is plus 1,100 to score a touchdown.
I mean, don't hate it. Yeah. Don't hate a little small sprinkle on it just because
a long shot with Hendershot
bill on that thing, right?
Again,
Let's see what happens.
If you think the Chiefs are covering the 10.5, then you probably think they're comfortably ahead. Obviously, through much of the game. Fourth quarter, 8 minutes to go. Carson Wentz comes in and they're just handing the ball off a bunch to Samaje Perine and Carson Steele, and maybe there's one pass to a backup tight end.
What does Caliendo have for a touchdown? That's not on there.
I did see that.
Jim
McCole Hartman's plus 700. Big, could be a good surprise. McCole Hartman jet sweep touchdown.
Anybody
plus 700.
I like it. Anybody that's just further down. That's normally like the fourth, fifth, sixth option in the offense. All of a sudden, in the fourth quarter, maybe gets back.
And then before we get you out of here, the Harbaugh Bowl is Monday night.
I can't wait for this. This is going to be fun.
This is your one this week that you like.
Yeah, this is one I like.
Tonight's my like.
Yeah. I love this game. I also love it because I think now's the great time for a betting angle to just fade the Chargers. Everybody loves the Chargers right this second. Everybody loves them. Mm-hmm. They just saw them on Sunday Night Football. But let's remember, the team they beat on Sunday night is still a bad football team in Cincinnati. Right? Cincinnati has 4 wins. It's not the same Cincy team from the past. Who have the Chargers beat? Their best win is maybe the Broncos in early October. Go through their schedule. Who have they actually beaten? So I think we've overinflated the Chargers, who will be a playoff team this year. But I like Baltimore. Baltimore, to me, is clearly still the better football team. So to me, it's a good sell spot on the Chargers. Their value is maybe higher now than it's going to be at any point this season of the national attention that they're getting. So give me the Ravens. I think it's -3.5 at last.
You taking the Ravens outright?
Yeah.
Mm.
You guys, you like the Chargers, sounds like?
I'm on that wave. I think Justin Herbert and Harbaugh have kind of got that Black Eyed Peas connection.
Oh, they're a playoff team for sure.
No doubt.
I will never be on that wave with the Chargers. It's one of those teams I will just
be ready for next year.
Next
year is more than any other.
Charger
next year,
coming back.
Everybody's going to be picking the Chargers to win the division next year.
Why would it change from any other year?
Yeah. But this year, nobody was really picking them because everybody realized they were going to take a step back, although they didn't. Next year will be the year where everybody's on the Chargers bandwagon.
Great. I'll make some money on the
ready to rock.
Yeah, I'll make some money on the Chiefs then.
Outside of Paul Charchian, what's the forecast for Cody and Golden Drew today?
Yeah, so Dane and Hughes will join us. We'll get his perspective on a game like this. You come off a huge matchup against Buffalo. How does the psyche of a player kind of work going into this game? We'll peel back the curtain on that. And then we will talk about the comparisons that I think exist between the Bears game from a year ago to what we're going to see on Sunday.
There you go. All right, well, we appreciate the time and the knowledge.
Well done, son.
Let's just,
Thank you. I'm not going to call you Dad. Sorry. Not calling you Dad.
That's disrespectful, isn't it, Dusty?
Throw a Y on there. Oh, okay. Never know. Thought maybe we'd get there. Not a chance. Speaking of KU, a former KU player, Joel Embiid, is just continually finding himself in that spotlight. We both have to pee, so we're going to go to break a little early. Hey, honesty is my new thing. Honesty's my new thing. I got to hit the head. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty at 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports. You got to do an ad, and I don't.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Daisy Sour Cream have come up with Daisy Dips. We discovered these last year, right about this time. You get into that tail end of the football season, you want to spice some things up a little bit with your game day spread, then the Daisy Sour Cream Dips are perfect for you. We're talking about French onion. We're talking about ranch. The French onion one is by far my favorite. I absolutely love it. The kiddos, they love the ranch dip, and they're perfect for everything on game day, whether you're eating chips or wings or veggies. It doesn't matter. Make sure you have Daisy Sour Cream Dips by your side. And they, folks, are as good as the homemade dip. They have real herbs and spices and ingredients that you're going to find in your own kitchen. So I'm going to say walk, but actually I'm going to say run to your local store and find these Daisy Sour Cream Dips. The French onion and the ranch are fantastic. They're the best dips in the world, and they're only from Daisy.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. When sending a package, why venture outside? Ship with USPS for a true holiday ride. Want to stay cozy and warm? There's no need to roam. With free package pickup and labels printed from home. We have over 600,000 employees always in motion. And before you know it, your gift has delivered emotion. Spread the holiday joy this season with USPS's Enhanced Network. Learn more at USPS.com/holidayride.
Every piece of land has a story. For the Nelsons, it's cruising around their Montana ranch on a John Deere Gator XUV 835R. With 3,000 acres, there's plenty of work to do.
We're not afraid to jump in and help each other out.
That's how they've kept their ranch going for 5 generations.
It's all about efficiency.
Like teaching visitors to fly fish.
The whole joy with fly fishing is matching the hatch.
Run with us on a Gator XUV 835R and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
Winchester at Lake City Army Ammunition Plant in Independence is the largest manufacturer of small caliber ammunition for the U.S. military. They're hiring technicians starting at $26.72 an hour with a $1,000 hiring bonus. Excellent day one benefits include medical, dental, educational support, paid time off, and company retirement contributions up to 8%. Join Winchester and serve the U.S. warfighter. It's more than a job. it's a mission. Apply at winchester.com/careers.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Okay, everyone, what did you think of the chocolate bar?
It's too chewy.
Feels kind of chalky.
Too much nougat.
I need to go brush my teeth.
Business is booming for Steph's small marketing research firm.
After all these focus groups, there's only one conclusion. I need more researchers.
And she's way too busy researching.
Does this have peanuts?
To waste time researching resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
a lot of company,
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
All right, refreshed and ready for the final stretch. Got a lot of thanks, Coach. Text to Alex.
Why? What did Alex say?
The 913, you only play who's in front of you. Chargers aren't a bad team.
It's like, dude, don't you have one of those teams in sports, like no matter what they do, you're just never going to, like, believe in them?
The Knicks.
Yeah, yeah. For, like, to bring the show back to the beginning, right?
Yeah,
like
full circle.
Yeah, like no, but like Mac, what about you? Like Tennessee football or like?
Okay.
But no, is there like a team where like you just are never gonna believe in them? Like no matter what they do, it's just like yeah, whatever.
Cleveland.
They're probably
Well, yeah, but do people believe in Cleveland or
like you think the Cavs fans are like, this is it, man. Here we go.
100%.
Yeah.
I asked you guys on the
Jared
text
Allen,
thread
baby.
the other day, who has more losses this year, the Cavs or the Browns?
Oh well, it'll be the Cavs.
Like what's like a record season in the NBA is
The
like
Bulls.
72-10, right?
Because the Bulls or the Warriors that did it, right?
73-9 is the record.
73-9 is the record. Okay.
Was that Golden State or was that Chicago?
Golden State, yeah, 72-10.
Yeah, so
Chicago.
72-10, so like right in that. So
like a great season. If you're 63 and do the math, whatever that is, that
63-20 or 63-19. Yeah.
If you're low 60s wins, that's an amazing season.
That's why when you start seeing the good teams get to 60, you start seeing their good players not play.
Yeah.
Like Luka Doncic takes a couple days off when the Dallas Mavericks get to like 60 to 61 wins.
Yeah.
Speaking of guys that take days off, Joel Embiid, this guy, man, like he's getting up there with Lord Baelish.
Yeah.
Like he's just every time he's in the news, it's not positive.
No, not at all.
And we know this is going to happen because during the Olympics, he was like, I'm the bad guy of the NBA. I'm going to go play for Cameroon. they don't really have a basketball team that qualifies for the Olympics.
Right.
Because they don't win. And now he's on the Philadelphia 76ers, and it's like, dude, if you don't want to be there, my thing is this. I find this very hard to wrap my head around. But I feel like in any sort of circumstance, it takes a real person to have a conversation with another person to let them know about what's going on currently if you're not happy. Like, I would hope to God that if you at one point in this show were like, you know what, I need to sit down and talk. I don't like where this is going. I don't like the attitude you're giving off. I'm not feeling the chemistry that I once felt. We need to fix this. Instead of just showing up and being like, yeah, it's a good take.
Yeah. No, I've worked with people. It sucks. Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, man, it's like a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Like when you sit down at dinner and it's not smiles and conversations and it's just who can eat faster, put their dish away and go to bed, you're like, something's not right here.
You
Clearly.
said you weren't in a relationship. You clearly are.
No, I mean, it's just like subtle hints show that.
Yeah.
And instead of Joel Embiid being the man and going to ownership, he's letting it all just like out to everybody else and letting everybody else create their own narratives, which is two sides of a sports topic. People are like, oh, you guys are forcing the narrative. That's not what he said. Well, we're forcing the narrative because this is all we're told he has said. And what he said was, whoever leaked this is a real piece of blank.
He would know about being a real piece of blank, wouldn't he? Because what he's doing right now, and this is why I have a problem with him and the quarterback in New York, is because there's a lot of collateral damage that is taking place. And I'm not a big this isn't fair guy, but in a situation like this, I am. This isn't fair for all the collateral damage that Joel Embiid is causing everybody around there. And Joel Embiid is the perfect representation of where we are, in 2024 going into 2025, where it's never my fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And instead of Joel Embiid taking ownership and saying, you know what, I really need to be better at this. I need to be on time. I need to think more of my teammates. He's blasting somebody for putting the story out there about him instead of being a better teammate. And that's peak. Here we are right now. It's always somebody else's fault and somebody else's problem. Take some personal responsibility, Joel.
Or maybe take some personal time and admit that your mindset isn't right. Like I love this text from the 913. I mean this sincerely. Embiid needs to get his ass to therapy. Maybe he's not right. Like I know he's had some dramatic stuff happen in his family, right? I get that. He's had some dramatic NBA history. I understand that. Injuries, time. Some of it is self-inflicted. Some of it is out of his control. I am all about people just honestly telling you how they feel instead of barking at other people and giving people a narrative that they can go run with. I just think that this is what we see a problem with in sports with iconic figures. And I think that Joel Embiid is one of those iconic figures, right? He's an MVP. He's a huge basketball player, and he plays in a big market. And in that market, they will grind you up and spit you out.
Yep, they will. Philadelphia does not like this guy. They don't like Nick Sirianni, and they're 8-2, and the man took them to a Super Bowl. So you're picking a battle with a fan base that has zero patience for anything, right? And there's no forgiveness at all whatsoever. I'm sure they're mad at Bryce Harper for something right now because they didn't go far enough in the playoffs. Like, this is ask Andy how the Philadelphia fan base is, right? How that went. So, if you're Embiid and you're acting this way, you're not going to get any sympathy from the fans. You're not going to get any sympathy from your team, and nor should you, man. Nor should you, unless you admit to yourself, hey, man, this is on me. I got some issues. I have not been a good teammate. Instead, he's mad that whoever leaked this is a real piece of blank. The way you're acting is a real piece of blank, pal.
Yeah, he says they talked about a lot of things, and the meeting lasted 30 seconds. So it's like, okay, did he talk about a lot of things or did it last 30 seconds? You never know. Yeah, Joel Embiid, I mean, this guy.
Wait, hang on a second here. If you talked about a lot of things,
he didn't.
30 seconds is not the length of the meeting.
No. Also, you have a 24-year-old, your co-star, having to call you out, a 30-year-old, and you say, Philly, they're impatient, they're mad. I'd agree with you there, but they were actually pretty patient with Joel Embiid.
They were.
Joel Embiid saying, trust the process. They sat there for 2.5 seasons and watched that team be bad, win 15 games and lose the other 60 for 2+ seasons. And for now, they've trusted the process. Dude, where is it? They haven't even made an Eastern Conference Finals with this guy.
Right.
He complains about getting the MVP for 2 years, says he's better than Jokic. Finally, the NBA, for whatever reason, like you say, it's a it's a pleasing. We're in this generation where we have to give you what you want. You've asked. Right. They give it to him, and now he's not even here.
No, he doesn't show up. He they always say in sports and in life there are energy givers and there are energy suckers. I don't know that there's a bigger energy sucker this side of the Jets quarterback than Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is an energy sucker at its biggest length.
She's such a smooth ride.
Irrelevant but funny. No, I just look, man. Like I watched the game the other night. He literally ran into the stands like 2 rows all the way up, and then didn't even get off the ground to block the ball. Like, I mean, hit the backboard, but I mean, dude, he's 7. Like,
he can just reach and touch the backboard.
But like, just the laziness, the lack of it, because like what he wants to do is he wants to continue to get paid what do you get the extension of, like $190 or $180 million $3-year extension. He wants to just get paid and not play, and so what he's trying to do is just be the miserable one. Like, he's trying to be the kid on the playground that's like, I don't want to be on that team, so I'm just going to, like, lackadaisically walk on the court. You're just like, dude, come on, man. Like, if you don't want to play, then just don't play.
So,
okay, cool.
Remember when he got into a fight with that reporter at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah.
And they suspended him for 3 games. Yeah. Somebody had said at the time the proper punishment would be making him play 3 games in a row. Because he doesn't. He won't. He won't. You know, he just won't do it. Like, I mean, again, I know there's so much FOMO in sports and people are so worried and concerned about, if we get rid of this guy or we don't. The 76ers will be a better overall team without Joel on it.
And someone's going to be stupid enough to give the bag and give good young players who want to win.
You know who that team is. It's the New York Knicks.
You think Joel's going to end up in New York? If he acts like this in New York, you think Philly's bad, pal. Oh, my God.
No, I 100% think he goes to New York. Because they have Jalen Brunson, but he can't be the only star.
Right. No, you're right. In the NBA, you need multiple,
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Celtics, Matt's team, right? Derek White is the 4th best player on that team, and he's a baller.
Yeah, he's
and I mean,
shot caller.
And he finally brought it home because for a while it looked like he was trying to kill Arnold Schwarzenegger in True Lies.
Had to cut it off, man.
Yeah, dude.
Had to cut it off.
I thought he was going to ride a horse through a mall while Arnold was doing the same. Excuse me, sorry. Great movie, True Lies. Shout out Jamie Lee Curtis for that scene. You don't know because you've never seen it, but it's fine.
Do you know who Jamie Lee Curtis is?
Yes, I know.
Do you know her outside of Activia?
I don't know if Activia. I was going to say Halloween.
Well, she's on the yogurt commercial.
Activia.
Yeah.
I know her from True Lies and Halloween.
What was the bad 80s sitcom she was in?
Couldn't tell you.
Romancing the Stone, One Night in Bangkok. What the hell was the name of that? It's Designing Women? No, it wasn't Designing Women.
She's such a
Moonlighting?
ride.
Was it Moonlighting, Jamie Lee Curtis?
I don't know. I was too far gone from Jamie Lee Curtis. I got the scene from True Lies, and then I just found out that was the same girl in Halloween. That was
She's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Was it Moonlighting?
Well, there's just so many. I don't know what you know what I mean.
She's such a smooth ride.
A lot more that I know her than I thought, though. Yeah, Freaky Friday would be the one.
Oh,
for me
yeah,
that's-
Lindsay Lohan. Right?
Whatever happened to her?
She's back, baby.
Yeah, they're doing another Freaky Friday.
Are they really?
Yeah. Both of them are in it.
Lindsay Lohan. She was hot for a minute.
From the 913, stop talking to me about the NBA. Y'all don't know ball. New York has Cat. Yeah, because Cat's a superstar. That's why Minnesota said you can get lost. We have our superstar and Ant.
Yeah, they got rid of
They got rid of the
Cat.
Cat and paid the Ant.
Yeah.
So ask Jimmy
Here's
Poe.
the talk NBA, but don't talk NBA unless you're going to tell me what I want to hear about
Somebody
the NBA.
says Moonlighting was Sybil Shepherd.
Oh. And I don't remember. I know she was in some 80s sitcom. Was she in something with Paul Reiser, Mad About You?
Trading Places. Hubba Hubba. Either way. Coming up next, Cody, Gold, Drew from 10 to 2. Before we do that, it's that time of the year, man. It's Thanksgiving. Go give thanks. Go be nice to somebody. You never know. Could change their day, week, month, or year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind and stay safe. And stay warm. And enjoy tonight's AFC North matchup on Thursday Night Football. Cody, Gold, and Drew coming up from 10 to 2.